Good afternoon. You're very welcome here to O'Garney Park in 6 Mile Bridge for the semi-final of the 2020 Intermediate Hurling Championship between Scariff and Smith O'Briens. We say hello to all our listeners and our viewers here in O'Garney Park from all over. And first of all, before we talk about the game, we'll give you the line out of both teams. For Smith O'Briens, in goals is Adrian Power. Micheál Ryan, Cian Nolan and Cian Maloney is the full back line. Dwayne Sheedy, Cathal Stritch and David Goff is the half back line. Evan and Eddie Burker in the middle of the field. Mike Goff, Michael O'Shea and Mark Stritch is the half forward line. And the full line comprises of Keith Stritch, Tommy Redden, and we have 8 is the other corner forward. First, Al Madden, Michael Scanlon and Patrick Brody is the full back line. Maloney, Daniel Tracy and Diarmuid McNamara is the half back line. Tomas McNamara and Diarmuid Nasher in the middle of the field. Shane Curry line. Fergus Madden, McNamara, the full forward. And just to let you know, before this game here, there's going to be a minute silence for the Scariff martyrs. And on the 16th of November 1920, at the height of the Irish War of Independence, Martin Gilday, Alfie Rogers, Michael and Michael Blood McMahon were murdered on the bridge of Killoo by British forces. And story, the Scariff martyrs, and in Killaloe, the Foroo. This year marks 100 years since their deaths, and the East Clare Memorial Committee have arranged for this this minute silence in memory, honour of their centenary. And ironically, one of the martyrs, Alfie Rogers, was a great-granduncle of Mark Rogers, who's lying out here for Scariff today. And a major commemoration programme is planned by the East Clare Memorial Committee in the 14th of 16th November. And with that, you know, it's a bit of history before the game. But Pat McNamara, our co-commentator, Scariff and Killaloe, this is a game we've been relishing all week. It has been nothing else. It's been so out in East Clare. Pat, a match we're really looking forward to.
Totally games look forward to, Leo, since I suppose nightfall last Sunday evening when Killaloe Smith O'Briens got through after that epic win over Corofin. We've been looking forward to the East Clare derby between Scariff and Smith O'Briens. Neither team will fear each other, but Scariff, like Briens, have recent times and maybe over many times, but Scariff, I think they're playing against the breeze. Now there is a breeze blowing straight from the school end down to the other end, favouring Smith O'Briens at the start, and I think this win is significant because first of all it is direct down the field, which means it will drive the ball a lot longer. Sometimes that is helpful, and we should talk to the minute silence. I'm not sure, but we'll just observe the minute silence. So in respect of the
wondering if I gave you a connection to anything just to put something in mic.
Later on, see the game here at the water break and at half time and that. And as Pat McNamara said, Killaloe, right, playing in the goals at the schooling, playing next to Kilmurray and Liam Dye, the Scariff goalie, has gone down to man the goals for Scariff. As you said, Rory McGinn, the man in the middle, ably assisted by Kevin Curry. Joe Mullins is over the far side. A busy day for Joe. He was at the Camogie final earlier. So the game is about to start here in O'Garney Park. The game is on here. And an early ball breaking out in the middle out to Ross Horn. Shane Curry trying to win it for Scariff, but the ball comes to Eddie Burke. Eddie Burke who had a marvellous game last Sunday. The ball comes out to Diarmuid Nash for Scariff. Getting the ball, pops the ball up to Patrick Briens for Scariff, the wing forward. Slow to pick it up. Being chased now by David Goff, right over in the wing forward position. Patrick Briens trying to get up the Scariff, gets the ball in towards the corner. The ball is getting towards Fergus Madden.
Nothing in, Sean.
In the eyes there of the backs.
The camera picking it up.
It's
not picking it up. The camera is picking it up.
And yellow jersey. Scariff in the green and white jersey. The ball is down there.
Don't have any cable in.
Who got the match takes some time to last it. Gets the ball out to Mark Stritch, who made a big impact for Killaloe to last it. Gets this ball. This is a high ball from Stritch. This is the first score. That's the first score from the men for Smith O'Briens, and that's a great start from the six of Mark Stritch.
Straight over.
And the ball is out to Micheál Micheál Ryan. Micheál Ryan looks like he's playing as a sweeper. The ball comes into Daniel Tracy for Scariff. And pass the ball, but it's cut out by David Goff. And Killaloo have started with a great intention here. They finished last week with a shot from David Goff. He's gone in over the top, but he's gone to the side and gone wide. And the score remains 1 point for the men from Scariff. No score yet for Scariff. These guys with the run out to Cahill is coming for Scariff. Keep going! Keep going! Passes on 65-metre line. He's the ball up in the corner from Patrick Wright. Wright puts up there, but it comes to Conor Mack. Conor Mack, the shot from Conor Mack. In this broadcast, you've got the association here and Scariff taking it here with Clare Television, TV, and we must mention our match sponsor today is Martin Hawkins, Associate James Fully Jr. and our outside broadcaster by Michael and Patricia. Dermot Mack clears that ball for Scariff up the wing. He's going looking for Ross Horton, goes over in front, right out on the sideline in front of Tommy Morley's stand. Ross hits that ball directly in the corner, looking for Fergus Madden. Madden gets out in front of Keane Maloney. Here comes Madden, a crossfield ball. And a great catch by Wyatt, catch by the man who was man of the match last Sunday for Killaloo. And he gets he's hooked out of the ball. And you can't do any with a man like that. Oh, and a high tackle there. Right way on TV. Free run for Killaloo. High tackle on Mark Rogers. Penalised by Rodham again. And nearly start, chance for lead 1 point. Rip-roaring start, Pat McNamara.
Rip-roaring start. Mark has been shaken by that tackle. He did well to block down the clearance first of all. He fought very well for about 40 metres out. Now you'd be wondering, should a player just getting up from injury take a free, Leo? That's the next question. He's still a bit shaken, but knowing him, he's well capable of going back and throwing it over the bar. But sometimes I know over the years, if a free is missed by a player just having been injured, you kind of sometimes question the decision. And I'm sure Scariff will be wondering if Mark is okay to take this. But Lou certainly starting with intent, a great intervention.
So a lot of the attacks for Killaloo left, they comes out quite a bit. Bucks this one down. Foraging deep. Gets the ball out to Dermot Nash. Tries to get away from Constance. Gets the ball into Ross McNamara. The ball goes over his head. But the ball is cut off by Mark Cahill. Mark Cahill busy for Killaloo in these early stages. Ross Horton in for Scariff. The ball comes out to Tomas McNamara.
They're pushing it back there, but the ball comes to Evan Conley. Conley delivers this ball down on top of Michael Scanlon. That ball is going in over top. It comes to Tomas Redden. Tommy Redden gets a hit there. Pádraig Brodie. Redden was in the freeze, and a shot from Tommy Redden, and that's the equaliser for Tommy Redden. Good repass from Killaloo, Tommy Redden.
Well, first, two great things there. A brilliant shoulder from Scanlon on Redden, but the great sign of him was got up, recomposed himself, and had the presence of mind to put it over the bar. Brilliant point for Killaloo. Makes it 2 points all.
Liam Dye with the puck out, goes long on this occasion, down to the half forward line, but indeed it finds the sanctuary the sideline. It doesn't, it goes right out the line, but it's Carl Stritch. Carl Stritch gets the ball out. Here come Killaloo, gets the ball back into Eddie Burke, and a late challenge there by Conor Maloney, and a free for Eddie Burke and Killaloo in the middle field. Who is Eddie? No, there's no doubt about it. They're going to leave it to this markman supreme, Tomas Redden, who comes out at 65-70 metres out from the Scariff goal. As we said, Killaloo playing with the aid of a very strong breeze in the first half. He's right out just in front of the Tommy Morey Memorial stand, and here comes Tommy Redden. It's 2 points all here. And here comes Tommy Redden, normally a very composed and stylish free taker, goes through his routine and drills this one. And Tommy, unfortunately for Tommy, the wrong umpire is making the move, and that one goes out to the right hand side and gone wide. We're gone 5.5 minutes here in O'Garney Park, and Liam Dial goes short out to Cahill Nash. Cahill Nash drives this ball for Scariff, trying to get over the half back line. He comes down on top of Carl Stritch, out towards Conor McNamara. Conor McNamara passes it off to Shane Curry. Shane Curry loses out to Dwayne Sheedy, and Sheedy gets that ball back here to Stritch, and Stritch gets a lovely pop pass down the side, down the corner for Michael Goff, but it's Dermot McNamara for Scariff. Dermot Mack, great clearance from Mack up the corner to Conor McNamara. Oh, and a high challenge there, and rather innocuous challenge by Micheál Ryan. I thought it was only eyes on the ball, Pat McNamara, but incurring the wrath of the referee, Rodham again.
Well, I have to say there are a few players more competitive under high ball than Micheál Ryan. He's not the biggest man in the world. He's decent enough, but I remember him as a young fella playing underage. He would compete massively for a dropping ball, and in that occasion he probably just went a bit too far with the forward bat, and he got Conor on the head. And I think it's a correct decision to give the free in fairness, but nothing malicious in it by any means.
And a quarter we picked up by Micheál Ryan in the early stages here. Still a harsh, has 2 points all here. And a free for Dermot Mesh, 35 metres out, the breeze into his face, 15 metres in from the sideline here from our commentary position. And here comes Dermot Mesh, roll lifted, and Donchley puts it out of the bar. Scariff go back into the lead, 3 points to 2. And here comes Adrian Power. Adrian goes long with this one, looking for Stritch, the man who opened the scoring. Blocked down by Dermot McNamara. Cathal Madden comes through, and here comes Cathal Madden for Scariff. Delivers the ball in on top towards Mark Rogers. Rogers quite by his standards in the early stages, and he's out there with Cian Maloney. And a kind of a pull down there by Cian Maloney. Everything of the stopped it variety. Cian Maloney went out. There was a 50-50 challenge, maybe a slight jab on the hurley of Mark Rogers, but you know, it signals Scariff intentions. Pat McNamara, they seem to be hitting the ball towards the corner.
It's a great ball in, but in fairness, Scariff are playing very clever. From Liam Doyle out to Madden a couple of times. Madden has used the ball very, very well, Leo, from cornerback. A couple of clearances well already up to cornerback, etc. And that ball through for Rogers let it is free. Good decision by them against the wind to be intelligent and work the ball outwards without maybe just ballooning it down the field. The eager hands of Cathal Strickland.
And here comes Dermot Nash with his 21 metre free. Dermot, is he striking it? And indeed, it goes over the bar, and now the scoreline is 5 points for Scariff, 2 points for the men from Smith O'Brien's, and Adrian Power goes long with his puck out. Goes out looking for Micheál O'Shea out on the far side. The ball is broken down by Daniel Tracy. Patrick Ryan, the young underage there in, gets the ball here. Ryan careering up along the stand side. Right in front of Tommy, pops the ball into Ross Horton. Ross Horton gets the flick away from Cathal Stritch, but the ball comes in, and here comes Fergus Madden. Dermot Nash, the ball comes to David Goff, the stylish David Goff for Killaloe. We're 35 metres out from the Killaloe goal. We have a bit of a scrum here, a bit of a melee. Who's going to come out with this ball? Referee rolling again, trying to let play develop. There's bodies gone to ground, and the scoreline still remains 5-2. We're 30 metres out from the Killaloe goal. It is depending on the goal. Keane Nolan following Mark Rogers wherever he goes. The ball comes out to the midfielder. The midfielder is David Goff, the wing back. David's clearance goes out. It's gone into Daniel Tracy. Daniel Tracy is robbed by Micheál O'Shea. Micheál O'Shea is hooked by Daniel Tracy. And here comes Daniel Tracy for Scariff. But the ball goes away out to Tommy Redden. Tommy lets the ball drop. We are 30 metres from the Scariff goal. Tracy gets it out to Tomas McConamara. Conamara drives his ball across towards Patrick Ryan and Dwayne Sheedy. Ryan goes up high, but he's beaten by a lovely block down from Sheedy. And Sheedy gets the ball out to Eddie Burke. Eddie Burke, a high ball gone in. But there is a high challenge there. And Patrick Ryan left in the hurley on Dwayne Sheedy. And the scoreline, 5 points. 5 points, or 4 points for Scariff, Gamaleshkill, 2 points of our Smith O'Brien's. And Pat McNamara, your thoughts?
Well, Scariff have upped the intensity a bit, I thought, in the last few minutes. Nevertheless, Smith O'Brien's are, keeping themselves well in the game. It's a good game, actually, Leo. There's a bit of tension about it, as you can tell, and there's plenty of physical activity as well. But Tommy now has a tricky one enough, even though he has the breeze. Sometimes with a very powerful breeze, it might be easier to score for even further out than it is from the 65. He missed one the last day, but I don't think it's a great score.
No, the radar is on for Tommy Redden. That's a good score. Narrows the deficit here in O'Garney Park. It's 4 points for the men from Scariff, 3 points from Smith O'Brien's, and it's Liam Doyle, the Scariff goalie, with the puck out, and he goes short out to Pádraig Brodie. Pádraig Brodie, as you can see, Killaloe are set up with a sweeper. I suppose maybe to Corrib. The ball goes into Curry. Curry has started well, and he pops this ball after Tomas McConamara. Tamara shots off his left-hand side, and that goes out of there. Simple score for Scariff. Curry doing well at wing forward, releases the ball to Tomas McNamara. Pat, I know he's a man you're very impressed with.
He's been a great player for Scariff for the last couple of years, a great young fella, a massive engine, but great intelligent play. Again, Liam Doyle shot puck out using both corners, and they're using the ball so well from those corners. Feature of the game so far is how Scariff are using their puck outs. And the ball comes out to Dermot Nash. He's half blocked down by Eddie Burke. Comes out to Daniel Tracy, and Curry just opens this ball out for Fergus Madden. Fergus gets out in front of Cian Maloney, and Fergus turns off his left hand side, and that's a kind of a crazy shot
from the stick of Fergus Madden, but in fact he puts his foot out over the line, so in fairness Killaloo are punished again because the ball has gone out of the sideline for a line ball. Fergus Madden looks a bit bemused, but if I was Fergus I'd walk away quite quickly and say I knew I was over the line. 5 points for Scariff, 3 points for Smith Briens. We're gone 11 minutes here in the first half here on Scariff Bay Community Radio and Clare GA TV. And it's Keane Maloney, the man who got a wonder score last Sunday here, gets the ball, but he's blocked by Curry and Stretch, two of the big men. But it's Tracy who comes in, and Tracy gives it back to the always available McNamara, and McNamara's shot is blocked down. But it comes to Curry working hard, and he delivers a lovely ball up into the corner. Fergus Madden blocks it down, but he's going to be robbed. But it comes down to Mark Rogers. Mark Rogers quite so fair, but Nolan has started impressively for Killaloo, and he gets this ball out to Dwayne Sheedy out to Stretch, and here comes Carl Stretch, and Stretch drops this ball down in towards Tommy Redden. Tommy Redden gets out, but it's Conor Maloney. Mikey O'Shea, Conor Maloney breaking through, but it comes to McNamara. McNamara bossing midfield, he falls over his own player, and the ball with 65 metres out. Who's going to come out with this one? It's Ross Horton, but Ross Horton gets the ball. It only comes to Connolly. Connolly gets it out to Cathal Madden, and Madden gets out. Brilliant play by Cathal Madden there as he gets out in front of Mike Goff, and a free going to be taken for Scariff, and it's Diarmaid McNamara as 50 metres from his own goal. Diarmaid McNamara leaving the ball down. Indeed, what they're going to do, it looks like Liam Dial, the goalkeeper, is coming out. We're gone just over 12 minutes here in the first half here. The sun shining brightly in O'Garney Park and 6 Mile Bridge, and Liam Dial with the puck out. Scariff, who defeated Tulla in the quarter-final. Smith Briens, who had that marvellous victory over Corofin after extra time last Sunday evening here in the same venue. The bridge in brilliant condition as of. Liam Dial's puck out goes in, or free, goes in round the square. Here comes to Fergus O'Madden. Fergus, a shot snapped on, but it goes out to the right hand side and gone wide, and the score remains Scariff 5 points. Killaloo, or Smith Briens, to give them their proper title, 3 points. I know Brendan Foley has a list of names here that we have to say hello to, and we must say hello to Pat Dolan, who's listening in Galway there. We must say hello to John Seymour, Tom and Orla in the family. John Collins, that great flagman from Killaloo, Mary Collins and Billy. Jack Hogan, Pat McNamara, that great outstanding referee who done a lot for us in the youth. The game is back on, and the ball goes down the corner, down towards Michael O'Shea. He escapes the challenge, and a pop pass to Tommy Redden. Here comes Tommy for Killaloo. Tommy coming across, he gets the ball ready out to Diarmaid McNamara, and McNamara clears his ball, looking for Patrick Ryan. Patrick Ryan tries to get away from David Goff, and Ryan is taking the challenge, and the apprentice electrician, he's fouled by David Goff. We must also say hello to Anthony Foley, Eamon Tony, John Sheedy, Pam Sheedy. The whole parish is here. William Bear McInerney, Anthony Nolan, Tommy Nolan, Eddie Rosny, Mike McCarthy in Dublin, Eamon in Limerick, and Pat Redden. And with that, after the whole parish, the newsletter is announced there from Brendan Foley, it's a free. Going to be taken by Mark Rogers. 70 metres out from the Smith O'Brien goal, right out in front of the Tommy Morey Memorial stand. 5 points to 3 in favour of Scariff. Mark Rogers with his first chance. It seems a long way out. What's Mark Rogers going to do? Damon Nash have been striking him well all day. Mark taking the time to compose himself. Mark, who has started at full forward, himself and Keane Nolan. Nolan is the challenge we've been looking for all week. Not much ball has gone in, but whatever has gone in, Nolan is the boss at the moment. But Rogers strikes this free. What's this free for Mark Rogers? And indeed, it goes over the bar. It's 6 points to 3 in favour of Scariff. Great free from Mark Rogers. Pat
That's
McNamara.
An outstanding strike from Rogers, who hasn't been in the game, which makes it even harder. But Leo, another feature was a minute before that. The pace of Dan Tracy to get back to Tommy Redden that time, and he looked like he was a goal all over it. A brilliant pace and robbery. And the ball is on with the same man in Tommy Redden, and Redden shoots off his right hand side, and a kind of a hurried effort, well policed there by Pádraig Brody, and it goes out to the right hand side and gone wide as we hit in towards the moment just before the first water break here in O'Garney Park. And it's Liam Dial with the puck out for Scariff. Scariff in the ascendancy by Tree Colleen. Shea Collini to Tree Collini. Liam Dial's puck out goes out over the head of Cathal Madden, and that turns the attack for Killaloo. Can that small things that game turns on? Nonchalant play. Need to be more composed players. Liam Dial's puck goes over Cathal into Michael Goff. But it's that man McNamara, a man for the big occasion. Gets that ball down to Curry, but Curry leaves it, and it's cut out by Dwayne Sheedy, and Dwayne Sheedy's shot goes to Horan Vesnon for Killaloo. Narrows the deficit 6 points to 4. Pat, the shot puck out is good when it works, and here we go again, and it's going to happen a second time. But Cathal Madden, and it comes off the stick of Killaloo. They have to calm down, Pat, because
they're putting a lot of pressure on themselves.
Yeah, the previous one, he knew the minute he touched it, just was too high, too much pace on it. Second one, I think, was probably not a great option because they were a bit closer to Cahill and put pressure on him and he didn't control it. So something that was going great for the first 14 minutes, and the last minutes got wrong twice.
And that ball comes in from Michael Goff, but it tails out to the right hand side and gone wide. And that we have the water break. We must say hello to a great supporter of Scariff Community Radio. It's Mrs. Kavanagh of the Connacht Road, and great to hear you're up and well, and we look forward to hearing more about your recovery. Good to hear it. We now go over to Pat, and first of all, we go to Brendan Foley. Brendan, your thoughts at the first water break?
Yeah, Leah, look, we're hanging on a coattail really, to be honest about it. I don't think we've learned much from the Leicester. Our half forward line still is getting beat. Scariff are passing the ball around very well. There is a strong breeze. I don't think people realise the strength of this breeze here. Like, if you were playing with this breeze, you would imagine you want to be up 5 or 6 at least, and we're trailing by 2. Scariff are playing a very composed game. They're working it down the wings. Conor Mack has gone out a lot of ball. I know Rodgers isn't in the game that much, but they're working the ball well. Pat Ryan has been on a bit of ball, but for us, I think the move Goff up into the forward still isn't working again. I question why we're persistent with it. I would nearly bring him back into defence, get a forward up there. But look, we're still in the game, but this breeze is going to be a major factor here.
And Brendan, it is a strong breeze, but it's quite deceiving, the breeze, Brendan, and it's hard to know, often teams can play better against this breeze. I take your point that you'd want to lead. Killaloe pulled it back. They're probably maybe finding their feet into the game. They were the same last Sunday against Corofin, but once they found their feet, they were composed and got back into the game, Brendan.
They did, but Leo, again, Scariff are a different gravy. You're in the semi-final now. Last week was a quarter-final. The opposition is stronger again. What happened last week, it won't happen the second week in a row. You have to have the box tick, Leo.
Yeah, indeed, Gormina, Brendan, we get your thoughts. And we're just about to start to play, and it looks like Liam Dyle is making his way down the goals to start this second quarter here. From live here on Scariff Community Radio and Clare GATV, and it's at this moment it's Scariff, Shea Colini, Neferin Bukli, Osmock County Briens, Kara Colini. There's 2 points in the corner, and Liam Dyle with the puck out, going starting here, and Killaloe look like they're gone to a 3-man full forward line. They have abandoned the sweeper, and Liam Dyle goes out to the middle of the field. Stormbury out towards Diarmuid Nash, the ball breaks down to Mark Stritch, and here comes Mark, gets the ball out to Eddie DeBoca, gets the ball in for Tommy Redden and Pádraig Brody, but Brody pickpockets and 2 players collide over there. Ball comes out to Shane Curry gets it, released the ball to Ross Horn. There's a foul on Curry, and the ball goes in towards Conor McNamara, but it's Cian Nolan, Mark Rodgers now out the field. Conor McNamara does well, tries to shake off Nolan, not an easy thing to do, but there's a chance here for Scariff. This ball breaks, and the ball breaks out to Diarmuid Nash, he's out to Curry, a shot, a poor shot from Curry, but give credit to the cool baller, Adrian the player, us Killaloe. Curry, Pat McNamara should have finished that one.
Yeah, I think he knew he had enough his right, that he was probably going to be blocked or hooked, so he went to hit it too way quicker than he needed. What he needed was step inside probably and let the defender go past him, but he's stayed up here, and he has been very, very good early on. Shane Curry, one of the unsung heroes, has started very well, but that was a real chance.
And the ball from Michael Goff comes out to Tomas McNamara, to Rodgers, who's now out around the middle of the park, gets the ball into Fergie puts up the hand, but I tell you don't put it behind with a man like Keane Maloney around, and the ball comes out for Killaloe, comes out to Mark O'Halloran, and O'Halloran drops it down to Micheál O'Shea, a turn from Micheál, straight over the bar, and narrows the deficit. Pat McNamara, Killaloe getting a bit of momentum here in the second quarter.
Micheál O'Shea is a class act. I know Brendan was saying maybe he hasn't been playing his best of recent times, but I tell you one thing, if you want to score, man out in front, first touch control and over the bar with a wristy swing, O'Shea might be one of the men for that. Lovely score for Killaloe.
6 points to 5 in favour of Scariff. Roll him again, telling Liam Dyle to hurry on with the puck out, and he does. Goes over here towards the dugout side of the field here, comes out down on top of Mark Rodgers. Rodgers goes up, but the ball breaks down to McNamara. Great pick up by McNamara, low to the ground, but he's robbed by Evan Connolly, or by David Goff. McNamara lets fly in the ground, but Mark Stritch, who had it a minute, the ball comes out to McNamara. McNamara gives it back and he only passes it to Cahill-Stritch, and Cahill-Stritch breaks the challenge for Smith O'Brien. Mark Rogers gets it out, but it comes out to Dan Tracy. But Rogers now back in his own wing. He's fouled by Michael Goff, and a free for Scariff on their own half back line. And a strange tactic maybe by Cumanukwa, Scale and Scariff. Mark Rogers now taking back a free in his own left half back position.
But I think one of the things about Rogers, Leo, he is an all-rounder, and that was a piece of skill to win that free that most players wouldn't have had in a crowded situation. Just pulled it back from the opposition's wall nearly into his own chest, sidestepped and won the free. So I think the idea was the ball going into him wasn't great, so why waste him inside stand up when he can come out and hit the ball like that over the back.
No, it drops into the goalie Power, and Power nonchalantly clears that ball. It's going to come out to Dwayne Sheedy. Sheedy releases that ball out to Keane Maloney, who overruns the pass, out to Patrick Ryan, who overruns the ball. I tell you, tensions are high in O'Garney Park, and the ball comes off the stick of Keane Maloney out over the Tavelina, and Keane Maloney goes into the Patrick Ryan. Know what's happening. Scoreline: Scariff 6 points, Mockcowney, Briens, Coolcolini. We're gone. Coolcolini is 19 minutes gone here. In an entertaining, maybe intense first 20 minutes here in O'Garney Park. And now Mark Rogers is above and the right half of our position over in front of the Tomas Morey stand here in 6 Mile Bridge, going taking the line ball. Such is the talents. He knocked one over from a similar distance in Shannon against Tulla. What can Mark Rogers do with this one? What's this one? Is there a tail in it? Indeed, there is a tail in it, and it goes straight over the bar. That's the class of the man, Pat McNamara. He has all the facets and skills of the game.
Well, we're tired of saying at this stage, Leo. Very few players put over that angle beautifully. And I'm sure it curled in. We hadn't the angle to see the curl, but it had to curl in against the breeze. Super.
And Diarmaid McNamara wins that puck out from Adrian Power, but carries the ball from the tackle of Mark O'Halloran out over the line. It's a line ball for Mockcowney Briens. All right over on the far side of the field is it Tommy Redden. Killaloo will want Tomas Redden to get more into the action. It's 7 points to 5 here in, as I said, an exciting semi-final here. And Tommy Eddie Burke looking for the short one. They've Keith stretching around the square now. Look and see, and the stretch boys, they're big boys, but he gives the ball back out to the other stretch, and that's Cahill. And Cahill, what does Cahill do with this one? He puts it go and dress now. Composed play from Killaloo, and a good point from a young player, Cahill-Stritch.
Absolutely, Cahill-Stritch is a fine player. He's a very dominant centre back, and he reads the game well. Good striker as well. Now, Killaloo well in the game. I wouldn't say they're being too well outplayed at all. I know the Breeze. Many teams play against them.
And the referee Liam Doyle would want to hurry on with these puckouts, and he goes short to Pádraig Brodie. Pádraig Brodie gives it back to Liam Doyle. Liam Doyle slow, and he wants to get rid of that ball quick as the Killaloo defence came in. Micheál O'Shea gives it out to Cathal Madden. Michael Barrett warming up for Scariff. Oh, great catch out of the clouds by Cahill-Stritch, who's having a big influence on this first half here in O'Garney Park. The ball goes down. Look down. Is it Micheál O'Shea comes out? It's Daniel Tracy going low to the ground, but he's robbed by Micheál O'Shea. Micheál O'Shea having a good game for Killaloo. Pops the ball up, but it comes into the very busy Tomas Connemara, and Tomas Mousy, as he's better known. Say hello to his mother Fidelma. Listen out there in Mino. The ball comes to Shane Curry. Comes out to Ross O'Horan. Oh, he's pushed in the back by Keane Maloney, but Curry gives a pass to Fergus Madden. Another stupid shot from Fergus Madden goes out to the right hand side and gone wide. Scariff will be better off, and Adrian Power with the puck out looking for Eddie Burke. And indeed, I think Rory McGann is going to have a word with Mark O'Halloran and Conor Maloney. Indeed, with Mark, I think Mark was advising Rory on what to do. Michael Barrett being introduced for Scariff, and it remains to be seen who's going off for Scariff. Is it Shane Curry?
Yeah.
Shane Curry must have picked up. Shane Curry must have picked up an injury there for coming up Scariff and Scariff. Although he looks to be walking off okay, but the scoreline 7 points to 6. He looks like in favour of Scariff, but I thought Shane Curry has started quite well. But here's a man very well. It's Adrian Power. He's safe from the same mentioned Curry. The ball goes down over the top, but it's Scanlon, the fullback. He pops this pass off to Diarmaid Nash, and Nash drives this ball into the corner where Keane Nolan and Patrick Ryan. Ryan tries to get it, and he's taken on Nolan. Here comes Patrick Ryan taking on Keane Nolan. Not an easy thing to do. Out to Conor Mack. A brilliant save! An absolutely top class save by the goalkeeper, Adrian Power. I tell you, what a signing he is that came across the bridge for Mockcowney Briens. A shot from Conor McNamara going across his body. Pat McNamara, you go a long way to see a better save than that.
That's one of the saves of the year, Leo. What a joy to see that quality goalkeeping, because Conor Mack hit a bullet. Nothing wrong with what he did at all across the body, and he just dived across. Brilliant save. I'd say he had 1/10 of a second to spot that. magnificent.
And a free now on the line ball back to Maloney, and Maloney launches it and he's blocked out by Conor McNamara and the ball goes over the line. I think Maloney was looking at visions of that marvellous point he got last Sunday evening here to bring the match 6 to time, and it's a puck mark from that man Adrian Power, who has made 2 outstanding saves here in O'Garney Park. The ball breaks down, but it comes to Maloney. It's Conor Maloney. Conor going back towards his own goal, gets the ball out to the very busy Tomas McNamara. Tomas is robbed by Mark O'Halloran, and here come the boys from Smith O'Brien's. He's maybe an overhead challenge by Daniel Tracy, fouled by Daniel Tracy, free in for Smith O'Brien's. Head up at McNamara. Smith O'Brien's having very much the better of the second quarter.
Yeah, well, in ways they certainly are, Leo, but they were never too much out of it. I think they're well in the game. It's just that you would feel with that Briens, we've said it often before about Briens, they don't win games, but nevertheless, when you have a Briens which is that strong and blowing directly down, you need to be a few points up, and they're obviously 7-6 down at the moment. This should level it without putting the hex on Tommy. This should level it. He's about 43 or 4 metres out there, slightly left, but they're well in the game and they're holding okay, and I think Scariff, the other thing is, Leo, they're pressurising the Scariff short puck out, and that made a big difference. Scariff aren't getting the quality ball up the field they were getting.
Yeah, and the breeze has blown up quite considerably here in O'Garney Park. We're level is Shock Collini, either Scariff, Shock Collini, either Mockcowney Breen, and Liam Doyle's puck out goes out to Ryan, who goes up from the clouds. Ryan, who is a county under 20 player, but he's robbed as it comes out to Eddie DeBorca. Eddie DeBorca gives it out to Keith Stritch, and Keith Stritch is fouled by Conor Maloney, and another chance for Tommy Redden as Killaloo really putting the pressure on the Scariff defence. A great catch there by Ryan, but no support accruing from the rest of the Scariff players, and a chance for Tommy Redden to put Mockcowney Breen into the lead for the first time since that first point. We're gone 25 minutes, 5 minutes left here in a pulsating first half of the intermediate semi-final. The winners to play Cumbernauld Quayle on Tubber in the final at a date to be announced, and here comes Tommy Redden 50 metres out from the Scariff goal. He nonchalantly puts that one, and Smith O'Brien's go back into the lead 8 points to 7, and Liam Doyle with the puck out for Scariff. Gillaloo shoving up now on the sharp puck out, and Liam Doyle not sure. He goes out to the fullback. It's Michael Scanlon, and Michael Scanlon clear past his own 21, gives it out to Tracy. Tracy is fouled, but he gives the ball back out to Scanlon. Scanlon overhits the ball, a ball that went astray, and a lucky advantage for Scariff, and a free for Scariff. And who's going? It looks like it's Dermot McNamara. He's going taking this one. Indeed, no. Mark McGrory, Dollarash coming back into his own half to take this free. Mark, who has been quite by his own standards here in the first half, being ably marshalled by Smith O'Brien's defence. And 26 minutes. Mark Rogers now back in his own centre back position, 60 metres from his own goals, as Killaloo defending the goals here at the road end. Mark Rogers, Killaloo in the ascendancy by Cooley in a one. This one will drop in around the danger area. Will he have the distance? As we said, strong breeze favouring Mockcowney Breen here in Caitla, and Mark delivers this one up on. It's going to drop towards Conor McNamara, who's going to swing. The ball breaks out to him. He comes out to Ross Horton. Here comes Ross, a shot from Ross. We're level pegging in O'Garney Park off the stick of Ross Horton. 8 points each. This is a marvellous intermediate semi-final. McNamara.
It's getting better and more intense as it goes on, Leo, and I think the players have lost now as well, so there's good challenges going in, there's good ball control, good catching and good striking. That was a good point for Ross Horton. That will increase his confidence in the game. Ross Horton will fight very hard for the ball all day, but it's great for him to get a score from his own point of view. And the ball from Scanlon goes backwards. His goalie, who clears this one 80 yards up the field towards Ross Horton, and the ball comes off Ross, but it comes back to Evan O'Connelly. Conley hits that ball back down, looking for Stretch, who's the only one to move on this one, but it's Pádraig Brodie, a kind of a funny hand pass, gets it out to Dermot overhits the pass, but brilliant control by the handballer Dermot Nash, who pops his ball up towards Fergus Madden tries to keep it in, but it goes out to the left hand side and gone wide. The score remains the Mockcowney Breen, O'Connelly, either Scariff. 27.5 minutes gone here in the first half here on Clare, Scariff Bay Community Radio and Clare GATV. The ball comes out to Stritch. Stritch does well in front of Michael Scanlon. Stritch is turning, he dances and he over carries. I think maybe he got a couple of challenges, found it hard to get rid of the ball. A free for Scariff, and now they go bringing out Mark McGrory. Neil Gilera Manounish. Mark now taking up riposte on the edge of the square. Indeed, is the cool bar
Egdolamach. Liam O'Doul coming out 50 metres from his own goals to take this free, trying to gain a couple of yards. The referee or the linesman on the far side, Joe Mullins, points to where he is to take this free. Liam Doyle going taking this one 50 metres. Where will this one drop? He drops this one. This has gone a long way. It's gone down towards the square. Rogers puts up the hand. The ball breaks out to Fergus Medden and Michael Barrett, and they overrun it, and it comes to Dwayne Sheedy, who's playing well for Briens, and he gets that ball down towards Stritch and Pádraig Brodie, a flick away by Michael Scanlon, gives it out to Conor Maloney. I thought maybe Stritch had claims for a free on that occasion, and the ball goes off the stick of Conor Maloney as we hit into the dying moments of the first half. It's a line ball, 28.5 minutes gone here. We're not sure what Rory McGann is going. There hasn't been many stoppages. It's a line ball for Eddie Burke. 8 points apiece here in O'Garney Park. At sideline, 65 metres out. Killaloe on the attack. What can they do? Can they gain something before half time? The ball goes in over the top to Stritch. It's cut out, and it's going to be Dermot Nash, and a lovely flick from Dermot Nash out to Cathal Medden. Cathal Medden gives it out to Michael Barrett, who's been introduced, and here comes Barrett, and he's being chased down by Micheál O'Shea. Barrett gets the ball up in the corner towards Conor McNamara one-handed, gets it back to Ross Horton. Ross Horton delivers the ball in towards Rogers, and that overhit Rogers, and I think Keane Nolan was coming behind him with serious intent. It's a puck out from Adrian Power. 8 points all. A marvellously entertaining game here in O'Garney Park, and Power launches this one. The man who made 2 outstanding saves. The ball goes down the top of Stritch and Scanlon. The ball breaks down to Stritch. He opened it is Keith Stritch, and the ball comes out, and Stritch is gone through, pulled to the ground by the captain, or by the Scariff captain, Michael Scanlon, and a chance for Tommy Redden and Killaloe to go into the lead. We're just going in to the 30 minutes here in the first half. It's 8 points all, but a free, and I think a ticking there for the Scariff fullback Micheál Scanlon. But a chance for Tommy Redden. Would he have the audacious attempt to go for a goal? There's only 2 men inside in the goals. I tell you, Tommy Redden, I wouldn't be surprised if a man with the skill and free taking ability of Tommy Redden would go for this one. It's 8 points all. We're just coming into time allowed, allocated by the Rator, Rory McGann and Tommy. 25 metres out from the Scariff goal. What's Tommy going to do? I think he's going for it. No, he don't. He naturally puts it over the bar. Briens in the lead. We're gone 1 minute into added time here in the first half. And here is a puck out coming from Liam Doyle for Scariff. Rory McGann still allowing the play to go on. Liam Doyle. And there is the half-time whistle here in O'Garney Park in 6 Mile Bridge. And at the half-time, it's Killaloe, Briens, who go into the lead, Pat, on a scoreline of 9 points to 8.
And overall, deservedly so. Their last 10 minutes, Leo, they dominated around the pitch. What a target man stretches inside. He'll put his body on the line every time. He mightn't control everyone, but he's really taken some punishment in there to win ball and win frees. And great credit to him. Tommy Redden, and a great tackle over there by the stand a while back to win a line ball as well. So the Briens are working very, very hard. They have their, we both, Brendan was saying there, we all said it, maybe that they needed the lead. They have their lead. Whether a point is significant to know, it's hard to know. It all depends on the ball Scariff feed into the forwards in the second half. But it's a very, very good game, Leo. Some fine hurling in it. Conditions are absolutely perfect, apart from that breeze, which is straight down the field. So Scariff worked their shot puck out most of the time very well, from Liam Doyle out to Medden or Brodie or Scanlon, either on the back full back line. 2 of them broke down all right, which could have led to a lot of trouble. They were looking to escape them. So it's finely balanced. You would say Scariff with the breeze will have to be slight favourites for the second half, but the breeze doesn't win it, Leo. It's that attitude wins games.
Moment, Pat McNamara and Smith O'Briens will need more from the rest of their forwards in the second half. And now we're joined by Brendan Foley. Brendan, here in our competitive position. Brendan, half time, your thoughts as an impartial Briens supporter?
Yeah, look, I know, say, what I'm happy with here is I think, Pat, you mixed up Mikey O'Shea. Mikey O'Shea went into the edge of the square and he came out to the half forward line. that's the move that we done there just before with about 10 minutes to go, and he started winning ball in around in. Mike went into the edge of the square. We started winning a bit of ball around the half forward line. Tommy is getting on ball. Our half back line was winning a bit of ball. We started winning a bit of ball and moving into the side, into the boys inside. Look, this breeze is a significant breeze. I know you're saying. I think this is a 5 or 6 point breeze. The game that Scariff are trying to play is a running game, and we have to now counteract that. Look, we're in the game. I'm not trying to say that we're not, but it's going to take a massive effort from everyone.
Yeah, and indeed, Brendan, of the first quarter, Scariff had the balance of play in the first quarter, but through through the fighting spirit of the boys from Smith O'Brien's, they really took over in the second quarter.
They did. What I'm delighted with today with us, actually, we have 5 different scorers in 30 minutes of hurling. We haven't done that for most of the year, we're heavily reliant on Tommy. Now we are still, Tommy has 5 points of those scores, 4 from frees and 1 from play. But Matt Stretch chipped in with a fantastic score. I think it was the first score of the game. Dwayne Sheedy got a point. Mikey O'Shea got a point when he moved into the edge of the square. And that's what you want in there. The move I would worry about is the move with Mike isn't working for us. It's not just sticking. And he's a county minor. This fella is well able to hurl. I'd love to see him get more into the game. But look, we're coping all right. We're doing okay. Our backs are doing well. Nolan is curtailing Mark Rogers very well. But Scariff are choosing up. They're keeping the ball out to the wings. Conor Mack is getting a good bit of ball too, so he is for Scariff. Look, I think Scariff will be happy going in at half time. Kildare will be happy to go in at half time as well. But it's going to be a titanic battle.
And indeed, Pat, as Brendan said, both sides are going in happy at half time. It's Kildare in the ascendancy, and there's always the old saying, the breeze never won anything for anyone, and the breeze has kind of died a bit here since that. There was a considerable breeze there maybe for a part of the first half. It has died quite considerably, but Scariff had short game. Kildare maybe were going that bit more direct, and Kildare proved last Sunday that they're able to work the ball through the lines quite well also.
As the game went on the last today, they got better at finding their men. I was very impressed with the Kildare defence actually. I think between Keane Nolan, Carl Stretch, Maloney and Dwayne Sheedy, I think all those played very, very well, and they've left very few openings.
The only thing I'd say, Pat, is Scariff had the 2 best goal chances in the match.
They had.
And there were 2 brilliant saves by Adrian Power. Please God, they'll be vital at the end of it. But there were serious goal chances.
There were goal chances. I suppose with the way they work about with the powers they had, you expect them to create from that. But the guys should be happy with the defence. Eddie Burke was coming to it a bit after the first 10 minutes. He seems to be able to finish his halves. Up front, as you said, between O'Shea and Switch and Tommy Redden, of course, as always. You all right the break wide. All feature much in the game. Again, a man who featured late the last day, but you expect Scariff now change the attack, and whether that goes directly to Rogers, they're easy to defend that, I think, because he can put a man in front of him, but whether Rogers will be able to get the ball in space. Now, since he came out, he's been influential enough, but they brought him out so much to get him into the game, and that was the reason. But a lot to look forward to.
And Brendan, Mark Rogers hasn't scored from play as of yet. 30 minutes in, few would have believed that when you're getting out of bed this morning or coming here in the car to 6 Mile Bridge. Nolan is a fabulous defender. I know the ball hasn't been going in that much in Team Scariff, playing a lot of ball into the corners, a couple of rash efforts. As you said, brilliant goalkeeping by Adrian DePuer in the goals. You'd imagine Scariff would probably go that bit more direct in the Darragh.
Well, I hope when I get into bed tonight, Leo, that recently 60 minutes he was without a score, certainly. But look, but we all knew this matchup was going to come. This was, everyone within the county knew Nolan was going to pick up Rogers. It was how Scariff were going to react with Rogers. He's pulled out the field. What I like about our lads is when Rogers comes out the field, they're leaving Nolan sit inside. They're not leaving exposure inside to leave yourself open. And that's a good move from our part, because the one you look at Scariff, they're giving Conor Mack the ball. They're not afraid to move it into him. Ross Horn is on the scoreboard for Scariff have a good few scores on the board as well. Look, we knew this was going to be a tight game coming down. It is a tight game coming down the stretch for this 30 minutes. Look, it's the old saying, whoever wants it the most now, you're 30 minutes to get into a county final. But look, after last week at half time, no one thought we'd be here sitting down talking about it in the semi-final. Here we are, and we're a half an hour away from a county final. So.
And I thought, Brendan, talking to you earlier in the weekend last Sunday, I thought we'd have the Red Cross ambulance here. There were so many lads injured, but they're all out there.
Grey water in Killaloon.
Yeah, holy water on the field of play. But Pat McNamara, to be in either camp at the moment, I suppose, look, as Brendan said, both will be happy. The team may be playing with the Briens. You should maybe give them a slight advantage going into the Darragh.
Well, the thing with the Briens, they get a free, 30 or 40 yards to go on that back line. Some of them should pop over or around towards the midfield. They should pop over much easier once they're hit at all with any sort of decent accuracy. They'll go over. So you can't do that against the Briens. You have to work the ball up a lot closer, and I suppose that's hard to do because if you have 4 or 5 passes in movement, the chances of that breaking down are much more difficult. Having said that, teams often galvanise against the Briens, and when they know they have to dig in, they dig in. They tackle a bit better. They tackle safer as well. They don't go away stupid frees. Sometimes they realise I've got to be careful here, not to give away the frees because it's easy to put them over with the wind, and they have to work the ball up. And sometimes they do work the ball up, and they'll get into it. If the Briens off the forwards do that, is the question. And the midfield, I'd say shooting from distance won't work. So
and Brendan, sorry Brendan, and to give credit to Killaloo, right? Last Sunday they went through a torrid match, extra time, brilliant win, great momentum. Scariff and came back and fought the Scariff challenge back and went ahead at half time. You must be really absolutely delighted with the response from Briens.
100% Leo, and the one thing I like about this team is we have built a bit of a panel and a bench, and if you remember last Sunday Declan Power came in and made a massive impact into that game. He has to come in today for a share. And I took it out. And this game will suit a Hurling. If this game opens up, that fella will pull you all over the place. He could have a major say in this game. If you're the two guys, I'd be looking to now, to strengthen up our half forward line.
Brendan Foley, as an impartial Briens man, are Killaloo going to win the intermediate final in 30-35 minutes time? Oh God, what an answer from Brendan Foley. And Pat McNamara, I'm going to ask you the same question here as we start the second half. Pat, where do you see the intermediate final appearance against Tubber sitting?
Well, I've been quite impressed with Killaloo, especially the defence. But with a 1 point lead with that Briens, you'd have to say Scariff probably now are slight favourites because, as I said, points should go over the bar now from any little pocket dot around the middle of the field. And again, the far out frees, they will have the distance, and that will get them over. So if Killaloo if Smith and Briens are fouling around the middle or indeed in the Scariff half back line, they should still be able to get those long rangers over the bar, and that might be the difference in the long run.
And we must say thanks very much to our match sponsor today. We forgot to mention in the first half. It's Martin Hawk of Munster Tree Surgeons. He says no tree too big, no tree too small. If you want them knocked, give me a call. That's Martin Hawk, our match sponsor today, all the way from Killaloo, and we thank him very much for that. And here Evan Connolly is down to knock the sparks off Scariff here as we start the second half here on Scariff Bakery here and Clare GATV in association with their credit union and our outside broadcast sponsor by Michael on Construction, who's one of the Scariff management team, and indeed our tree surgeon, and I suppose we could do with a surgeon here on our commentary. It's Martin Hawk, and we thank him for that. It's a line ball going to be taken by Daniel Tracy, 40 yards from his own goal, strikes it well, goes down looking for Conor McNamara gets a good touch, gets a high tackle, but the ball comes out to Ross Horton. McNamara is gone to ground, but here comes Ross Horton being fouled by Cahill Stritch, and Conor McNamara went to ground there and maybe could have been penalised. Rory McGann well up with play here and a free 35 metres out from goals, and it looks like it's a Dermot Nash who seems to be the markman supreme today. A lot of bodies out the field. Pat McNamara, Rogers and on his own now inside on the Carnoiga being marked by Cian Nolan.
You can see what the plan there is for Scariff, but Cian Nolan, this will be a fantastic battle to watch. If Rogers is getting low ball in front of him, and we know how fast the Cian Nolan is to come out, how tight he is and how he gets the flicks away and then picks up the ball, it's going to be fascinating to watch. Absolutely will be.
It's a free for Dermot Nash. Can he level the scores here in O'Garney Park? And indeed, he leveled the scoring is 9 points all here in O'Garney Park here. And Adrian Power, the man in no particular hurry with the puck out, he will be as calm and as sure as he is all day. And I said, 2 magnificent saves in the first half. The breeze into his face as he defends the goals of the Kilmurrian. But I tell you, it doesn't make a difference when he's puck out. He still goes down to the half forward line. Blocked down by Mark Stritch. He comes out to Patrick Ryan. Patrick Ryan loses out to Eddie Burke. Eddie Burke, the midfielder, passes that ball off to Connolly. And Connolly is going to be robbed by Dermot Nash, but Connolly is a strong man and he's playing a lot better today. And the ball, what a pass off to Stritch. Here comes Stritch away from the challenge of Patrick Ryan. He gets the ball out to Micheál O'Shea, and a shot from Micheál O'Shea goes off the stick of Dermot McNamara, or is it Patrick Ryan out for a 65? Keith Stritch he cut through the Scariff defence there like a knife through butter, Pat.
Well, as I said, if you want someone to work for you, he'll do the work, the hard yards, and that's exactly what he did there. He gave off a good pass in fairness as well, and the shot was well blocked down. So 65 for Smith or Briens now, and it's into the breeze. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. It'll be a kind of a sign of what we're going to face at the Cup. If you get this over, then you'll say Smith or Briens have a real chance because they'll be able to score from a bit of a distance. But if this doesn't go over or pull away in the wind to one side, it may make the job difficult for them later on.
And Tommy strikes at this one, and Tommy makes no mistakes, and the ball goes safe over the bar. Killaloe or Mockdowney-Breen for their proper title, back into the lead again. Legs not blowing as strong as they were in the first half, and here comes Liam Doyle with the puck out here for Scariff. Micheál Ryan gone back in as a sweeper. Liam Doyle goes long and drops this one down on the half forward line, whereas all Killaloe bodies. The ball breaks out to Nash for Scariff, but the ball breaks out to Micheál Ryan, and Micheál Ryan gives it out to Tommy. It's Tommy Redden. Here comes Tommy. He releases David Goff, Dahi McGoff, and gets that ball in towards the corner towards Micheál O'Shea. Oh, the ball is cut. Is it by Marco Hullard? And it is Goff. It's David Goff or Mike Goff is in and a free in. And I tell you one thing, Pat McNamara, Killaloe, they had a severe talking to last Sunday at half time. They must have got Christy Rosney, must have I tell you, whatever he has, we should battle it, because Killaloe has started this second half with a problem. And Michael Scanlon could be in a small bit of difficulty here. I'm not sure if he got a yellow card in the first half. Killaloe are baying for blood on the far side. Is it a yellow card for Michael Scanlon? What's going to be? Oh, Michael Scanlon, lucky boy, as a free in for Tommy Redden.
How many times have we said it? You know, against the breeze, the forward gets a different ball, it holds up, it's kind of in front of you, and Goff, you know, made the most of that, a searing run through the middle, and you know, maybe Mike Scanlon, I don't think it was ever a red card, but certainly was a well-earned yellow. And Smith and Briens have started the second half very well, almost 4 minutes in.
Well, Tommy, what will Tommy do? I'd say is he going for it? No, indeed, Tommy puts the ball over the bar and puts Mockdowney-Breen 11 points to 9. That's a 2-point lead, and there's a bit more urgency on the Scariff bench here at the start of the second half. And Liam Doyle with the puck out for Scariff. Killaloe have set up quite defensively with Micheál Ryan playing as a sweeper. Liam Doyle goes out the far side looking for Barrett and Conor McNamara, but all I see is Mockdowney-Breen bodies, and the ball comes out to Evan Connolly, and Connolly's pet goes over straight to Daniel Tracy. Tracy is being robbed there by Evan Connolly, but Tracy does quite well. He gets the ball out to Dermot Nash. Nash cutting through the Killaloe defence, and a shot from Dermot Nash gone out to the right and left hand side and gone wide. And I tell you, Pat, Mockdowney-Breen will be quite happy with their start to the second half.
Yeah, 11-9 is a good position to be in into the second half. We're worried about the breeze, and they have handled the breeze, been against the breeze very well. Good deliveries up to the forwards and forwards who are willing to wheel the dirty ball and make the steering runs and draw the frees. That's exactly what has happened. So Scariff have plenty of time to settle into this though, and you'll be expecting some ball to go into Mike Rogers or to Mark Rogers at some stage, and we're interested to see how himself and Nolan get on with that one.
And the ball is getting from Connolly, and here comes Mike Goff. Mike Goff is coming through for Killaloe. He repeats out to Tommy Redden. Tommy Redden, a shot from Tommy Redden. Go hard on that. This is a tremendous start to the second half, and Mike Goff, the man that Brendan Foley said at half time, should be back in the backs. I tell you, Brendan, you won't get a job in Killaloe making decisions like that, because Goff has been absolutely outstanding at the start, running at the heart of the Scariff defence. It is the Conor Maloney is being pulled back there by the referee, having a word, Chris McGuire. It's Mockdowney-Breen, 12 points, Scariff 9 points. Great start here for Mockdowney-Breen in the second half, and who are all over the Scariff forwards, and they have set up quite well. And Liam Doyle with the puck out for Scariff. Where's he going to go on this one? Goes out the far side of the field, drops this one out towards Patrick Ryan, but the sweeper is Micheál Ryan, and Micheál Ryan gets a flick there from Conor McNamara, and Conor may be having a word going to go into the name a book of Rory McGann. And Pat McNamara, you know, the Windows had never won anything for anyone, but I'm quite impressed with the way Killaloe have set up and have curbed with this early Scariff onslaught.
Well, of course, the first thing is the long puck outs for Scariff simply have been eaten up by the Killaloe half-back line there, and Micheál Ryan, as you say, loose as well and winning a free there. The long puck out still isn't working. They haven't been to win him in the half-hour line currently anyway. And Smith and Briens, the attitude is everything, Leo. We always said it's about attitude, and Smith and Briens now with a 12 points to 9 lead, and we're going in 6 or 7 minutes into the second half, 6.5 minutes into the second half, and you know, it's a bit early to be talking, but Scariff would need to do something and just tap over a score. But you know, the long puck out doesn't need to be working. They should be picking out maybe closer to midfield, men running loose and trying to avoid those half back lines eating up ball.
And that shot from Eddie Burke, oh, it just tails out to the right hand side. In fairness, Killaloe, Evan Conley, I'm impressed with Evan Conley. Didn't have the greatest of games last Sunday, but he's playing very well here. The ball out to Cathal Madden, and the shot puck out. Madden goes down, launches. Oh, to Patrick Ryan. Here comes Patrick Ryan for Scariff. Patrick Ryan, oh, he pops the ball off to Fergie Madden. Here comes Fergus Madden. Tries to, oh, the high challenge there by Mark Stritch. Patrick Ryan had the 21, the goals gaping in front of him. He put a ball off to Fergie Madden, and Fergie Madden went down to the ground like a rubber ball, but he's not coming back up as fast as the rubber ball from a challenge there. And you done Maastricht, but any good defender done, he stood his ground. It's a free in for Scariff. 12 points for Mockcounty Briens, 9 points for Scariff, a free. We're gone 7.5 minutes here in the second half here of the Intermediate Championship semi-final. The winners to face Tubber, and a free for Mark Rogers. Mark, quite by his own standards, not getting much supply of ball, and a free for Mark Rogers just on the 21 metre line as Killaloe, who defend the goals at the Kilmurray end here in the second half, and can Mark Rogers narrow the deficit to 2 points, which he does with a plum. It's 12 points for Smith O'Brien's, it's 10 points for Scariff. Pat, your thoughts?
I'd love to see that Patrick Ryan run again. I wasn't so sure that he had a clear run to get close enough to ensure the goal, Leo. He was about 35 yards out of it and give the pass. The only thing is the pass went to hand first of all to give Madden a little bit more time, but in fairness it was a well won free and a hard challenge enough. But Scariff now do need to have more of that. They have to run at Killaloe, and they'll have to start win some hard ball and throw it around the place, and not be depending on everyone scoring points from the half back line. That's not going to happen readily.
And that ball from Micheál Ryan goes back to Stritch, and Stritch puts it up, and he's caught above, but it came to Micheál O'Shea. Here come Killaloe, a shot, a save inside by Liam Doyle for the Scariff goalkeeper. Does well and clears that ball and tips that ball, a lovely ball out to Dermot Nash. Good save from the Scariff goalkeeper. Gets the ball out to Dermot Nash. Dermot Nash gets the ball out to Conor Maloney. Conor Maloney at wing back launches this ball down, coming down towards Cian Nolan. Nolan, what a catch by Cian Maloney. Gamaleshke out to Edward de Burka. Eddie crossing the midfield, gets away from Ross Horn and leaves him in his wake. Eddie, a lovely flick pass out to Mark Stritch. Stritch is going to deliver this one for Mockcounty Briens. A shot from Stritch, he goes over the bar for Killaloe. 13 points for Killaloe, 10 points for the men from Scariff. That's great play all round, Pat McNamara.
I love the look of that Cian Maloney defender. I just love the way he attacks the ball, and then the work by Stritch to get the set up that was unbelievable. They're playing way better, although Scariff that's
a great score from the stick of Patrick Ryan. That puck out from Liam Doyle out to Cathal Madden, down to Patrick Ryan. Cathal and Dresnon, we're back to a 2-point game. It's 13 points 11, and Adrian Power in no particular hurry as he gets the ball up here for Killaloe, going taking this puck out. Power, will his saves be instrumental here? We've a puck out from Adrian Power, goes over to the far side of the field, out towards Dermot Nash. Nash puts up the paw and gets the ball into Ross Horn. Ross Horn tries to take a challenge. He pops the ball off to Ryan. Ryan gets a challenge. Oh, and a flick away, a great flick away there as bodies go. That was a great flick away by Connolly. Out to David Goff. David Goff gets it out towards Ross Horn. Ross a shot. He's blocked out. Tremendously, and Stritch back. That's Keith Stritch, and the ball comes out to Dermot McNamara. Dermot McNamara delivers his ball across, gets it into a high and a head high tackle by Cian Nolan, and Nolan went a high tackle, maybe was going for the ball, got Mac Rogers on the crown, but look, the helmets are there. I see Cian Maloney, body's gone down. Pat, there's nothing been flinched here in O'Garney.
Oh, this is a real championship hurling. A brilliant catch by Rogers, has to be said, and fairness to the defender, he wasn't going to let him get away. There was a clatter at it was a well-deserved free. Is it Pat Ryan is getting the attention at the moment as well?
Patrick Ryan is down. I think is it Ross Horn is down. Cian Nolan gets a cart of us, Rory McGann, and a chance for Dermot Nash to narrow the deficit to Cody in the one. It's 13 points for Smith O'Brien's. It's 11 for the men for Scariff at the moment. We're just gone 11 minutes here in the second half. 4 minutes left in this, our new terms here in the GA language. It's a third quarter. It's Dermot Nash, 50 metres out, straight in the middle of the field here for Scariff. Can he narrow the deficit to Cooley in the one? Dermot Nash strikes this one. We're back to a 1-point game in O'Garney Park. 13 points to 12 as the sun reappears. And who's going to sun? Going to be be shining on in O'Garney Park in 20 minutes time to see who will be in the intermediate hurling final of 2020. It's a puck out coming from Adrian Power. I see Mark Stritch is now kind of playing as the next full back on Conor McNamara as they go for big on big, and the ball comes out to Keith Stritch, but the ball is won by Tomas McNamara. Tomas McNamara gets the ball out to Diarmuid McNamara. Diarmuid lobs this one has gone in towards Adrian Power, the sun in his eyes, but Power has been supreme confident inside in the goal. Keane Nolan gets away from Mark Rogers, and the ball over a shot and a foul there by Fergus Madden on David Goff. But I tell you, Pat McNamara, Power has been instrumental in the goals for Mockcowney Briens.
Yeah, it's the wrong ball probably from D-Mac there. I suppose he thought to carry over. He probably should have thrown it across to this side of the field where there's a big open space to run into for the forwards. But Power is a very good goalie to my mind. I hadn't known much about him at all, but what we've seen today is excellent.
And David Goff with the free for Killaloe goes out towards Scanlon. The ball defeats Scanlon, but it comes to Michael Barrett. Michael Barrett gets away from Evan Connolly, and Barrett with a shot ball in towards the corner looking for Rogers, but it's cut out by Cian Maloney, and Maloney does well at cornerback, gets the ball out to Michael O'Shea. Michael O'Shea goes to ground. I thought he got a ground for a push in the back. It's Michael Scanlon. Michael Scanlon gives out to Diarmuid. Diarmuid drops his ball in towards Conor McNamara. McNamara has it, a shot. Conor McNamara, great a shot. It's on the goalie. The goalie has it, and I don't know how. But I tell you one thing, this goalie, and he comes out, he dances the jig. You wouldn't see it on the bridge of Killaloe if Clare won the All Ireland. The ball comes out. Tom Housey McNamara out to Diarmuid. Diarmuid Nash, coolness personified. Nash, a shot. And it's gone over the bar. We're level pegging, and I think the goalie Adrian Power needs a bit of attention. 13 points on, 3 outstanding saves. I tell you, the ball is stuck to him. I won't say where it stuck to him, but he kept it out. 13 points on, and now those bodies gone down. The goalie's gone down. Cian Maloney has gone down. Pat McNamara, we have everything in this intermediate championship semi-final.
I was just going to say, Leo, first of all, absolutely brilliant goalkeeping again. But Scariff are getting well into the game now. It's another side of the coin. But look for the viewers watching this, I hope they're enjoying it as much as we are here. It's an excellent game of hurling, and one thing I'll say, whichever team gets through, and it's not decided by any means at 13 points all, it's fantastic preparation for the final, because this is a real championship game. This is real hard hitting, and this is where you have very little space to operate, so you have to be brave and you have to get in there and you have to really work hard. So at the moment, you say again, we'll come to the water break, and you say Scariff have a bit of momentum, so this water break could affect Scariff's momentum, who knows, because Briens had the first 7 or 8 minutes of the second half. Scariff have the last 5 or 6. It's finally balanced. Again, we talk about the breeze is still very strongly. You can feel it here in my left ear.
And the ball comes out from Power. It's blocked down by Diarmuid Nash. And Diarmuid Nash, it only breaks down to David McGough. Goff gives it in, and it's caught by Tommy Redden, and Tommy Redden is fouled by Patrick Brody. And I think even to ground, in fairness, I think Keith Crams, in fairness to Power, they'll be quite happy with his contribution. A free for Smith Briens, which should be the dying moments here. It's 14.5 minutes gone in the first quarter of the second half here in the broadcast brought to you in association with Derek Credit Union, Michael Long Construction, and our match sponsor today, Martin Huck. That's tree surgeon from Killaloe, and whatever Christy Rosney had to do, he's done some surgery on this Killaloe team here in O'Garney Park. It's 13 points each, and can Tommy Redden put Killaloe with this 30 metre free direct and straight in front of the goal? You'd imagine he should put this over at his ease, and Tommy does, and Mockcowney Briens go back into the lead again. We're coming towards the third, we're coming towards the water break, that all important water break, and Liam Doyle with the puck out coming for Scariff. He pucks his ball out to is it Cathal Madden, out to Diarmuid McNamara. He loses it. Diarmuid McNamara blow all over hit, but it comes to McNamara. McNamara is trying to break through the challenge. He gets the ball out to Diarmuid. Diarmuid Nash puts this ball in towards the corner for Conor McNamara. Conor McNamara and Stritch. McNamara goes to ground. Stritch is all over him. Here comes Conor. A shot from Conor. Well, it's gone to the right, and I'm not sure. I think the referee is going to give a free in. I'm not sure. I thought from here it was a 50-51. I thought myself.
Adamant was the point, Leo. They're absolutely adamant was the point.
I'm not sure. Wide ball. It was there for real.
Oh, no,
I think in fairness, the umpire, you have to be behind the goals, but our eagle-eyed people here in our commentary position signalled that went wide, so it's a puck amok. 14 points to 13 in favour of Smith Briens, and the puck out from Adrian Power comes out to Conor Maloney. Maloney loses it, but it comes to Nash, and Nash drives this ball down towards Rogers, but it's Maloney. It's Conor McNamara. Here comes Conor McNamara. A shot. We're level pegging again in O'Garney Park, off the stick of Conor McNamara. We are, as we started, as we go to the water break, Conor McNamara beginning to have a big influence for Scariff. Pat McNamara.
a good first half as well, Leo, in the main when the supply was good in there. I think Conor McNamara is playing the best hurling he's played for a long time. He's really sharp in there. Ball is good sticking to his hand, and he's causing trouble. He has great strength of course as well. So Conor McNamara has proven to be the, maybe taking up the slack that they expected Mark Rogers to be doing. Mark is so well marked is that he's leaving a bit more freedom for McNamara to come into the game.
Brendan, your thoughts? 15 minutes to go. I know you made a prediction at half time. You were going to you said you tell us it was a prediction that, in fairness, I don't know what you were thinking, but 15 points all. What you're taking it now?
14 all, Leo, and it's been a cracking game. So it has, from a Smith Briens point of view, we really took the game to Scariff at the start of the second half. Got a couple of points on the board. Again, Keith stretched there on the 40, winning good ball. Tommy showing for the ball, but to me, the worrying signs came in when they put Conor on the edge of the square. Conor now has won the last 3 or 4 balls that's gone in around there. He's threatening for a goal the whole time, so he is. The one that they were rolling here for was wide. There was 2 neutral observers and they were saying it was wide straight away. So I think that will root out any controversy.
It was wide.
It was wide.
But I just the Scariff lads were going mad, but I agree it was wide myself.
It was wide, but look, absolutely delighted with our lads. We're coming down the home stretch, and I'd be hoping now that the extra time, the last day that we had against Corofin sent us, we had no game for a month. We should be fresh enough. Maybe the couple of weeks the Scariff had off hasn't suited them. You know what I mean? But look, we're absolutely delighted to be coming down this stretch here with a serious chance to get into a county final.
And indeed, Brendan, at 14 points all, 15 minutes to go, it was as expected. No one could decide who was going to win or make a prediction. You wouldn't make a prediction to win between Scariff and Killaloe. There's nothing between the two teams. There's a great healthy rivalry. Brendan, is there a possibility of Owen Brescia, Aaron Law enough?
Jesus, last week was bad enough. The heart will be able for a second week. But look, if it is, I hope, you know what I mean. Look, it's been a great game, Leo. Like the scores that have been in this, every ball has been fought with fierce vigour. Both teams are gonna have tooth and nail. No controversial decision or nothing within the game. Rory McGinn is having a fine game out there, up with the play and the whole lot. Look, this can go either way, Leo. I just hope that Smith or Briens come out in the right end of it.
Yeah, and indeed, as we turn to our comedy position here.
Conor Hayes is in Leo, isn't he?
I see there's a couple of substitutes. There's a couple of substitutes on the Scariff team, and Conor Hayes is on. Sean Minogue is on. I'm not sure who's gone off. It looks like Fergus Medden is one of the substitutes that's gone off, one of the players that's gone off the Scariff team. We remain to be seen who else is
Patrick Ryan still there after the injury.
Patrick Ryan is there. We'll see.
Ross.
It's Ross Horn is the second player that's gone off, and Mark Rogers now out on the 40. Sean Minogue gone into the edge of square. Keane Nolan is on Sean Minogue. Conor Hayes is being picked up by Keane Maloney, and we're going to restart the game with a puck amok. This on cool bar, Evelyn the player. Patrick Ryan is at wing forward. Yes, indeed. Conor Hayes and Sean Minogue in for Scariff. And we say hello to all Sean Minogue's uncles and then relations out there in Chicago. And Power gets a great puck out. It goes out to Rogers. Rogers gets the ball out to Cahill and goes off Cahill out over the line. Mark now out on the 40. Can he work or weave his magic for Cumalook West Gael and Scariff? We're in the second final quarter here. Fourth quarter, 14 points on. Rogers cuts this ball. It's going to be cut out by Ryan. But it's Conor McNamara. Conor Mac for Scariff. Conor and a ball. A poor attempt by Conor. But he was looking for support, but no support accruing. Great catch. Unfortunately, the finish didn't match the makeup. It's a puck out for Adrian Power of Killaloe. It's for Armagh Breen. 14 points all here. Power. Where's he going to go? It's just straight down the middle. That's a great puck out into the heart of the Scariff defence, and the ball is cut down, and it's caught by Mike Goff. Mike Goff trying to make inroads. He loses the ball. Is it Mark Rogers? It's there for Scariff. Indeed, it's Rogers. 65-70 metres out. Gets the ball. Rogers strikes this one up into the sky. Mark Rogers is a shot. It's gone out to the right and gone wide. They were hoping, but the wrong umpire for Scariff point of view was making tracks around the back of the goals. We're level pegging here in a most exciting intermediate champion semi-final in 6 Mile Bridge. Adrian Power with the puck out. How many times have we mentioned Adrian Power today? Easily the busier of the two goalies. Power hits that puck out over the far side, looking for Goff again. The ball is blocked down to Tomas McNamara, but Tomas leaves it go. But it's Diarmuid McNamara from Scariff. Diarmuid trying to get through the challenge, but he loses out to Eddie Burke. Gives it to Michael Goff. Michael Goff tries to get away from Conor from Pádraig Brodie. Not an easy thing to do. Goff goes down the line. I think he's I'm not sure what's happening. Indeed, a free given again. Mike Goff for overcarrying. I'm not sure. There's a couple of Scariff bodies around. The Killaloo lads are slow enough and coming to support Mike Goff, who's still down on the ground, and it's a free for Scariff on their own 30-metre line. Who's going to take in this one? The breeze has died quite considerably here in O'Garney Park. I tell you, whoever wants this one the most is going to appear in an intermediate final. The referee having a word with Joe Mullins over there on the far side, and I'm not sure who's going to be spoken to here for Scariff. It looks like Conor Maloney is the man being pulled out by referee Rory McGinn, and I'm not sure what could be the repercussions this one, Pat McNamara.
Well, Goff certainly was the victim of a heavy tackle there on the sideline. It's a long way over from us. I think he just has he flashed the yellow card?
No, he has not.
So just
the decision
warning. There's a free out, I know, but I thought Goff was entitled to a free there myself from this distance. But obviously he saw something completely different over there, so we're not sure. One thing we have to say, Leo, before the game restarts is we haven't been talking at all about the referee here, Rory again, doing a fine job. We have no talk about any controversies, running the game extremely well.
And it's a free for Liam Doyle. I'm not sure. There's a sub. Is it Declan Power is coming in for Smith O'Brien's?
Indeed,
we'd have expected maybe Declan to arrive a bit earlier. He's gone in on Conor Maloney, and Marco Holland's day is done here for now in O'Garney Park. He made an appearance an extra time. Who's to say he won't appear again? Liam Doyle with the free for Scariff. This one is dropping in towards Conor McNamara. Micheál Ryan is up there. Mac lets fly one-handed, but the ball is going to find the sanctuary of the in-line out over the sideline. And the direct ball from Scariff not working as Adrian Power gives that ball out towards Micheál Ryan. Overhits the pass. I'm not too sure.
Both ways, Leo.
I think the sun was in his eyes on that occasion. I think maybe he thought he was going for Micheál Ryan. He overhit the pass out for the wing back to Ian Sheedy. It went out over the sideline for Eddie de Borca. It went out over the sideline. It's a 50-metre sideline. And who no other than the man who got one in the first half from 25 metres out into the breeze. It's Mark Rogers. And who would bet on Mark Rogers not scoring this one to put Scariff back into the lead? Such as his skill. But Rogers cuts this one. Cuts it rather low. And it goes harmlessly out to the right hand side and gone right. And Pat McNamara, even though Scariff did its industry, they're not pushing this Michael Brien's challenge.
No, there's no. I think the wind is nearly out of the equation at this stage, Leo, because Scariff aren't shooting from far out really, and Smith O'Brien's, the puck outs are just, Power's puck outs are reaching their half forward line. It's very crowded when it goes up to the half forward line. They're finding it hard to break through the Scariff defence, but nevertheless they're holding that score to 14-14, and what is that at? It's absolutely anyone's game.
And that ball is blocked out by Diarmuid McNamara. McNamara gets the ball out to Patrick Ryan. Ryan nearly goes down to ground, but he lets it go, and it's David Goff. David Goff gets the ball into Eddie Burke. A kind of a funny hand pass, but that's a shot from Burke. That's a great ball from Eddie Burke. Eddie Burke puts Killaloo. That's a tremendous score from the stick of Edward de Borca. A point that puts Smith O'Brien's back in the lead. Liam Doyle with the shot puck out towards Cathal Madden. Madden playing around with it. Going to be challenged by Tommy Redden. Gets the ball back to Brodie, and Brodie launches another Scariff attack down towards Conor Hayes. Hayes, the man who works in Killaloo in the LD store there, gets the ball down to Sean Minogue. Minogue, the full forward, the big man for Scariff. Sean Minogue gets this ball out. He's coming across. He pops a lovely pass, but it only comes into Keane Nolan, Eddie Connolly. And Connolly, who's been an unsung hero for Mockdowney Breen here today. And it's Keane Nolan. But Pat, the advantage is with Mockdowney Breen, Aaron Omshin.
They're just a bit more driven, Leo, and Scariff, you see, are waiting for things to happen. They thought maybe Sean Minogue in there, big long balls going in to be catching them. They haven't got a good position in the middle of the field to do that. The ball in from Scariff isn't good, and Smith O'Brien's are digging in there very, very well indeed.
And that ball is into Pat Ahern. Pat Ahern gives it into Keith Stritch. But it comes out to Michael Scanlon, the Scariff captain. And Michael, a high challenge there by Pat Redden, but Scanlon coming out for Scariff out on the far sideline. Gets the ball out to Diarmuid. Diarmuid Nash drives this ball in towards Sean Minogue and Conor McNamara. But it's this man. What a game this man is having. Mark or Keane Nolan. I tell you one thing, this man is county material without doubt. David Goff for Killaloo as the confidence builds. Gets the ball in towards Pat Ahern. But as Michael Scanlon, I thought Pat had plenty of grounds there for a free. Pat Ahern gets this ball. What a pass by Scanlon over the head out to Daniel Tracy. Daniel comes down towards Patrick Ryan. Ryan puts up the hand. It comes to Barrett. Bodies for Scariff. Here comes Barrett. Barrett trying to take a challenge. He gets it. Here comes Barrett. He is still travelling. Barrett has done very well trying to get through this the Smith O'Brien's defence, and a ball from Barrett. It's a magnificent score. Mihal O'Barrow has come in Australia and Scariff levels the scoring. 15 points on. That was all about Michael Barrett.
One of the scores that they've actually did it all of them, but Leo Hurling man must have been on the point of blowing the whistle for overcarrying. Each time he just either dropped the ball or tapped it on the hurley and didn't do 3 catches just in time. He got rid of it. Brilliant score from Michael Barrett.
And a fresh air from Dermot McNamara releases the ball. The ball is blocked by Daniel Tracy. Here's Tracy for Scariff. Absolutely outstanding at the centre back position. Gets the ball back to Tomas McNamara, one-handed. I'm not sure what he was at on that occasion. Out to Barrett again. Barrett and Dwayne Sheedy. Here comes Michael Barrett. He pops the ball into Cathal Madden, the corner back. A shot from Madden. A ball. Oh, and Conor McNamara is stuck. He sinks the Canoiga. Nora Horgan, Lehero, Dick chucked. And it's a free out for Adrian Power. Scariff not picking up the players. But what play by Barrett again? It's even Stephen. 15 points all. Smith O'Brien's and Scariff 15 points all. We'll get a ball from Brendan Foley. Adrian Power with the puck out, gets the ball out to Rogers, but the ball comes out to Michael Barrett, out to Rogers opens up the shoulders. Is that to win the lead? It is. Scariff go back into the lead again. It's Peter Hearn is on Mark O'Halloran. Scariff going to lead by 16 points to 15. Mark Rogers first score from play. Pat McNamara.
Well, sure, in a crowded midfield, Leo, and you want a risky swing with the tight corner to over from that distance. Who'd you up in Mark Rogers? Super point to take the lead.
And that ball goes down towards Declan Power. The ball goes over his head and the ball goes in, and it is Pádraig Brodie, the young cornerback for Scariff. Gets that ball out to Maloney very close to the line. Back to Brodie, and Brodie drives this ball down towards Conor McNamara. He gets the ball. He opens up the play, going out to the man from Killaloe, the man who works in Killaloe, Conor Hayes. Conor Hayes does well. He beats Eddie Connolly. That ball is in from Dermot Nash, but that's just a shoot in sight, and the score remains Smith O'Brien's 15, Scariff 16. The puck out. The puck out goes out from Adrian Power out to Cian Maloney. Maloney drives this one down into Canoiga, and the ball is caught inside and shot. A great save by the goalie Liam Doyle from Michael Goff, and here come Killaloe again. Can we get this one out? Pádraig Brodie for Scariff, and that's a great save from Doyle to keep Scariff in the lead here. The ball comes out to Eddie Connolly. Eddie Connolly out to Eddie Burke. Eddie Burke gets away from Tomas McConnamara, and a shot. We're level pegging again in O'Kearney Park, Pat.
What a match, Leo. What an absolutely thundering game. A magnificent save from Liam Doyle. And then Eddie Burke, this man always finishes games with his amazing scores. When I say finishes them, towards the end he just comes into his own. What a score from Burke. But a brilliant save from Liam Doyle. This game has absolutely everything, Leo. And you still couldn't call it. The wind, I think, is nearly off the radar at this stage. It's 16-16, 26 minutes gone. And I think, as Brenda correctly said, it's now the team who wants it most.
And indeed, Dwayne Sheedy has gone off the Killaloe team, and it looks like Kevin Walsh is on. Mike Goff now gone back into the position out his midfield. So Brendan, you got it 50-50. It's a puck arm up. Liam Doyle, Liam O'Doul, Scariff goes down towards Sean Minogue, and it's Nolan who goes up, but Conor McNamara wins it. But he doesn't win it, but the ball is cut out by that man Burke, Eddie Burke. The ball goes out to Dermot McNamara in a left half back position. Dermot McNamara puts the ball down to Tomas McNamara. Tomas, who has been quiet here in the second half. I don't know what he was doing with that one. He was looking for Rogers, but the ball comes out to Burke. Burke doesn't mess around with it. He finds, is it Peter Hearn, the man who would find space in the anchor if there's 100 packed, if there's packed. Out to Scanlon. Scanlon goes back to Brodie. Brodie goes back to Liam Doyle, the goalie. Liam Doyle would want to hurry on with this one. He gets the ball out, gets it back out to Pádraig Brodie. Here comes Scariff, walking it from the back, up towards Conor Hayes. Conor Hayes, the ball breaks down. It only breaks down to Cian Maloney. Maloney got very close to the sideline. And a foul by Tomas McNamara. A rash challenge by Tomas McNamara. We're in the dying moments here. 27.5 minutes gone of a massively entertaining. Ryan goes shot. He gets the ball out to Tommy. Tommy Redden for Killaloe. Tommy trying to get away from Dermot McNamara. He cuts in. Here comes Tommy. Being chased by Mark Rogers. Here comes Tommy. A shot from Tommy Redden. Tommy Redden. Smith O'Brien's back in the lead. 17 points to 16. Liam Doyle would want to hurry on with the puck out for Scariff. We have 2 minutes left here in a pulsating intermediate semi-final. Michael Scanlon gives it back to Liam Doyle. Liam Doyle, oh, he winds up, and Tommy Redden was coming at like a steam train down to Penny Ryan. It's all about Smith O'Brien's. Micheál Ryan gets it out to Conor Maloney. Maloney's poor strike, but it comes to Sean Minogue and Nolan, Mac, fullback. What a game he's having. The ball comes out to Sean Minogue. Sean Minogue for Scariff. Here comes Sean. He's been held up by Eddie Burke. Sean Minogue with the left hand. He'll level again. Sean Minogue, 17 points each. Pat McNamara, are we a fake and they're on pressure?
Very much so, Lee. It was a great pass. But what credit to both sides for Briens given this. Sean Minogue there seemed to be exhausted because he has come back from injury. Did brilliantly to put it over. But Cian Nolan before that showed his prowess again. What a fullback Nolan is.
And it comes out to Daniel. It's Daniel Tracy. He's going to be robbed by Eddie Burke. But Tracy goes back in again. The ball comes out to Michael Goff. Micheál Goff. Inkdull going into the Scariff half of the field. He drives this one in to Declan Power. And the ball comes off Declan Power. And it goes out. That was a chance for Killaloe. Liam Doyle with the puck out to Diarmuid Nash launches it for Scariff. Who's going to be in the intermediate final? Minogue puts up his hand. The ball comes into Conor Mack. Conor goes to ground. It's Conor Hayes. It's a helter-skelter. They're looking for extra time here. The viewers and the spectators in this broadcast brought you associated with Derek Credit Union. Our outside broadcast by the Michael Long Construction and Martin Hawk, the tree surgeon. Killaloe could do it. Martin Hawk coming in now to cut down this, get the head of the lead for their level pick and puts Killaloe into the lead. It's a throw-in, 25 metres out. Its next score wins here in O'Garney Park. The ball breaks out to Conor Hayes. Conor Hayes to Mousy. Mousy has it, he can't get it up. Rogers trying to get it up. The ball, is it Cian Nolan? It's Tomas McNamara. He goes to ground. He drops it. Conor McNamara. And it's gone out to the right and gone wide. And a chance goes a begging for Cumman Lucas Gale and Scariff. Is it time up? Adrian Power.
30 minutes just gone.
We're gone into added time. We're at the discretion of Rory McGinn.
But there has to be injury time, Leo. There was a couple of injuries.
There's probably 2 or 3 minutes of injury time. Who's going to win this puck out? And there it is. We have Umbrecha. And at the end of normal time here, it's Smith O'Brien 17, Scariff 17. Pat, a tremendous battle.
An absolutely brilliant game, Leo. Just something that we underestimate these clubs, smaller enough clubs in Clare and East Clare particularly as well. But what a match they've given us. Two close enough neighbours, not touching each other in terms of the borders, but East Clare rivals. An absolutely most enjoyable game. Full of endeavour, skill, hard tackling, good refereeing decisions nearly all the time. So it's an amazing game. I just really enjoyed it. And I think the result is the fair result. 17 points all. No one deserved to lose in normal time, and here we have delighted now to have extra time.
And now we're joined.
There's the magpie there jostling people up here, I think, is there?
Oh, it wouldn't be the first time that man jostled and did to the square. We're now joined by Owen Brennan of Clare FM, and Owen, a rip-roaring tie here. 17 points all. Anyone during the week couldn't predict it. They were all right. It's a draw.
Yeah, it's an amazing game. I think the sides have been level 10 times, and it would have been harsh for either side to have lost this one. They've given so much, the commitment. It's everything that you'd need or you want in a derby. It's end to end, it's point for point. Really, really thrilling stuff. And Conor Mack had a glorious opportunity there at the end. He was all on his own. The Smith O'Brien's players thought it was inside in the ruck. He broke out and just missed it. But as I say, it was a fair result. 17 points all. It'll be tough on Smith O'Brien's. It's the second week in a row now that they've gone to extra time. So we'll see what they have in reserve. There'll be a fair team to come out of this after 2 80-minute lots in the space of a week with victory, but they've certainly given their commitment.
And indeed, Owen, you have to give credit to Smith O'Brien's. They were never more than a point or 2 points behind, even playing into that strong breeze or whatever, and you would expect the Scariff to kick on at half time, but invariably it was Smith O'Brien's played the better hurling in the second half.
Yeah, I think the important half for Smith O'Brien's was that opening period, because questions, they probably had maybe a few niggling doubts that they'd only got a week to prepare for this game, whereas Scariff had a couple of weeks while they were sitting back and able to watch who they were going to play. Smith O'Brien's only had the week, so the questions were answered in the late part of that first half. The 2 saves were vital. At that stage, Scariff could have nearly put the game to bed if they got both those goal chances. They didn't. Adrian Power made 2 tremendous saves, and Smith O'Brien's went in a point ahead at half time, and I think that was the key for them. Then they began to believe because even though there was a strong breeze at it, they played much the better team in the second half. They went 3 points ahead there at one stage. But Scariff have clued in there. They're not at, I would think, there's an extra gear in Scariff, but they're just not able to find it at the moment. I don't know why. They just don't seem to have that spark.
Yeah, and indeed, Scariff, Brendan, they look a small bit flat. Obviously, the 3-week layoff is having its effects.
It is, Leo, but I think you have to give credit to Smith or Briens. We've got the matchups good. You know, the way we set up at the start of the match, you know, we stayed alive in the game. That was the main thing for us, to stay in the game. Mark Rogers has had no real impact in this match as such. I could be regretting these words come extra time, but we've curtailed him for this part of the match. You know what I mean? But the one thing for Scariff got Conor Mack on a lot of ball, but not a whole lot. As Owen rightly said, that could have killed us, but it hasn't. Actually, Nolan again. How many times have we spoke about Nolan? He has just been lording it back there in defence, so he has, and he's been a tower of strength. Keane, Maloney, all our backs have played well, and in fairness to the lads, they're giving it everything.
Owen, look at predictions. Of course, always the harshest thing is to predict a game. We're going to put you on the block on this occasion as Owen Brescia is about to take place. Where do you see the final place in this year's intermediate final hidden?
Do you know what? I think Smith O'Brien's have probably edged it on the first hour. I think they must be running on fumes though at this stage. There's 80 minutes. They've given such heart to commitment. This is the best performance that they've produced in a semi-final. I think it's their 4th semi-final in 6 years. So, they can really, really be proud of themselves. But I think if Scariff are going to stand up, I think there's an extra gear there with Scariff. Whether they're going to do it or not, I don't know. Mark Rogers looked up there when Brendan questioned he wasn't in the game, so he's maybe going to cut loose. But I think Scariff just needs a small bit of composure. What was working was the ball into Conor McNamara. He was winning all that ball, just maybe wasn't doing the conversion, or there wasn't someone beside him to do it. So maybe put Mark Rogers back in the edge of the square and see can he feed off Conor McNamara. That would be my feeling. I just think that there's a little extra in the tank for Scariff, and maybe that's because of the layoff, but I think Smith O'Brien's have given everything, and I don't know how much they've left.
Indeed, Owen, going to be in my heart, going to be in our Brendan. And with that, we take a break and we hit back to the studio. And Pat, now your thoughts. Pat, we're back again as the players are beginning to take their places back out there again. Pat, we're live here on Clare GATV on Scariff Bay Community Radio in association with Scariff Derek Credit Union, Michael on Construction, and our match sponsor today, Martin Hawk. Pat, we've been treated to a spectacle.
We have been treated to it's been a treat to watch this, an absolute joy to watch this kind of a match in an important game down in a very, very good pitch between two East Clare sides. Just the most genuine hurling you can see. And I'm not as worried as one would be about Smith O'Brien's run out of steam. I just think the momentum of playing so well, Leo, against maybe more fancied opponents and lifting their game there when against the breeze, when it looked like at half time they weren't in a great position. I think that momentum carries you and puts energy into your legs. So and the other thing I thought is the Scariff didn't use the wind well at all. They didn't play good ball into the forwards. A lot of our high hanging ball going in there and dropping nearly wide, and but Keane Nolan will bat those out all day, and the other lads, Keane Maloney, I'm very impressed with Maloney quarterback as well, Leo, but having said that, I suppose Scariff, you'd be thinking of them with Tommy Redden. Obviously he's a match winner up there, there's no question about that at all, but on Scariff maybe one or two more. I think Conor Mack is still in a chance of getting another score or two. He's just winning the ball so easily, sticking to his hand. Mark Rogers, again, he's playing so deep, he's not inside where he should be in a sense, but then again it's getting him into the game. I think it was well known that Nolan wasn't going to give him the freedom to be getting goals and flicking balls around the place, and that's exactly what has happened. So Rogers is doing okay out the field, and he has got a great point, but I think Scariff just need to play better in the forward line in terms of finding each other.
Yeah, and indeed, a man you mentioned in commentary, and I know you've been very impressed with him, a man that has a major contribution made here for Mock County Briens. He's the man in Larne and Parker, Eddie Burke.
Eddie Burke always seems to start slowly in front of him. A few times I've seen him, or Brendan can confirm more about him. So as the game goes on, he grows into it, and he'll always get you, it looks like, a brilliant score or two late on in the game. He just seems to grow into a game, Leo, and some fellas are like that. They take a while to warm up to a game and get into the pace of it. He certainly has done that. Very, very, very impressive. As did Nolan and Maloney in the back line. Cathal Stretch, I still think, is a fine centre back. Tommy Redden is really, really winning high ball. For Tommy Redden to get up and win high ball for such a handy fellow is fantastic to see. Beautiful skill as well. So there's a lot to look forward to in the second half. The wind genuinely has died down now. I don't feel it blowing at all at the moment. The flags are reasonably still, so the wind is not going to be a factor, which is good. So fitness comes into it, and so does the bench. Will fellas be reused? Maybe fellas who went off be reused again? We've seen it before. Will Scariff have a couple more to bring in? It's hard to know, but I know Conor Hayes is in there now, and Michael Barrett got a brilliant point there. We'd like to see more of Michael as well from Scariff point of view. So I think it's all to play for. I think it's starting 0-0, Leo, and I don't think there's any favourites at the moment. The wind now, they have 10 minutes each with the wind now, so it's a question of now mentally. I think, Leo, it's all about the mind now. Who feels strong, and who knows that they'll stay calm and set up the scores, and if they fall a point or two behind, that they have the confidence to come back and win this. The calmest team will now win it, Leo, I think.
Yeah, and indeed, I suppose even looking back, Pat, during the earlier 60 minutes, the two saves from Adrian Power and the save in the second half from Power, I know Scariff, Liam Dye made a couple of good saves for Scariff, but Power's 3 saves, and maybe Scariff will be disappointed, and Conor McNamara will be disappointed with the last 2 shots that they didn't get over the line here, and that probably puts extra pressure on Scariff going into extra time.
Yeah, when you miss goal chances, Leo, I think it affects you in a game, because I think you know, in the back of your mind, if the goals go in, you feel good, you start dominating. When the goals fail to go in, you kind of little doubt set in about, have we wasted chances, or will the others come back to bite us? So those misses, I think, are significant enough from a Pat Scariff point of view. Mentally, and I know mentally they've been strong against Tulla, and I know Scariff are a team that are as good as any out there in terms of mentally strong. But it's a question of how to lose Mark Rogers as well. I'm not sure. I think he should be in the edge of the square again, Leo, but he's not going to be for now anyway.
No, Mark Rogers, he's on the 70 and the 40 in the centre forward position, and there is a sub on for Killaloo, and I think it's Kevin McAvoy is on. It looks like Keane Maloney is got off. I see he's walking up and down there with Johnny Tobin, the Smith O'Brien's manager, and Micheál Ryan he's gone over towards the far side of the field. An interesting formation here, but it's standard that Ryan has gone wing forward. And the second half of extra time, or the first half of extra time, is on, and Diarmaid Nash being fouled there by Keith Stritch. And Pat, there's no doubt you're going to have tired bodies, tired minds in the Umbrisha, and an early chance for Mark Rogers. Indeed, he throws the ball back down to the man who's equally adept at taking frees, and a top class handballer, top class sportsman, Diarmaid Nash. It's 17 points all here in the early stages. Can Diarmaid Nash get the first score of the extra time here for Cumberlook Crossvale on Scariff? And here he is, 65 metres down from the Smith O'Brien's goal. Diarmaid, whose coolness personified, goes through his routine, going to strike this one, strikes it. Shot. This one drops in towards the goals, and indeed Power, that's a poor strike from Diarmaid Nash, and indeed these misses, are they going to come back and haunt Scariff as Adrian Power with the puck out for Killaloo as the dark clouds descend here on O'Garney Park, and who's going to have the dark clouds hanging over them in the half an hour's time? That puck out goes down to Conor Maloney, out to Barrett lets fly, and it comes to Tomas McConnamara breaking through, gets away. Oh, here comes McNamara, and a foul by Kevin McAvoy. But I suppose Pat McNamara, if there was ever a good free to give away, that was a free by Kevin McAvoy. The gap had opened up for Tomas McConnamara, and Kevin McAvoy said, thou shalt not pass.
Tomas had done very well to pick up that ball on the run there, and he looked like he might just be going through. Now he had a bit to do all the time, it was 3 or 4 metres out, but it could have opened up and hadn't passed us on to one of the other forwards. But I suppose McAvoy's first intervention is a
caught a Briens and a free, 35 metres out from Mark Rogers. Adrian Power defending the goals here at the Kilmorey end in the first period of extra time, and here comes Mark Rogers, and Scariff go into the lead. 18 points for Scariff, 18 points for Scariff, yes, 17 points for Smith O'Brien's, the first score of the extra time coming from Mark Rogers, and the puck out from Adrian Power. That's his best puck out today, either with or against the Briens. And the ball goes out to Diarmaid McNamara. McNamara gives it out to Diarmaid, and Diarmaid launches this one down. This one has gone down on the top. Conor McNamara, but Nolan, I tell you what, he has eyes in the back of his head, this man, because he got that ball looking back towards his own goals. Micheál Ryan clears the ball up the wing, up towards Tracy. Tracy goes up and gets out in front of Tommy Redden, and the ball goes out over the line ball for Smith O'Brien's. I tell you, Pat, this game was everything. I've seen people catching the ball, but Nolan caught the ball and he gone back the wrong direction.
Actually, no, so he caught his ball behind him, and he turned around, came out with the ball in his hand. Fantastic.
And a line ball for Micheál Ryan, who's going to take in this one. And Micheál was cutting him over here in the pre-match warm-up at the puck around. He was cutting him well. He cut 2 or 3 over here, right in front of our commentary position. He's over in front of the Tommy Morey stand now for Smith O'Brien. The breeze has died completely here. And here's Tommy or Micheál. He's looking for runners. Micheál is trying to, I tell you, I think Micheál plays a bit of golf. He's looking for a golf team. He'd want a good shot of a 9-iron from this one. But here comes Micheál Ryan as Cathal Stritch Brendan Foley sets as a 7-iron from where he is, and indeed it was a sandwich because it went out to the left and gone wide, and a puck out coming for Liam Doyle for Scariff. It's Scariff in descendancy by Cooley in 1. Scariff 18, Smith O'Brien 17. Liam Doyle with the puck out. Where's he going to go with this one? As Micheál Ryan sits back in the pocket. Liam Doyle with the puck out. And here he comes down towards Michael Barrett, drives this one down. That one he goes down towards Paddy Ryan, and the ball, Paddy Ryan drops it. The ball, and a kind of a fresh air pull there, and the ball comes into Conor Hayes. Conor Hayes gets it back out to Tomas with a lovely flick pass, and Sean Minogue one, thank you for that one. As Nolan gets out and pushing it back by Sean Minogue. Tomas McNamara, Sean Minogue was looking to the sky, and Cathal Stretch with the free. And he turned up in front of Sean Minogue, but that free has to come up 20 yards. I tell you one thing, Keane Nolan done a Sparky-Genius last Sunday and got the Currafin free overturned up. Here comes Cathal Stretch. Killaloe thinking on their feet, and here comes Stretch. He launches this one across the field, looking for Tommy Redden and Pádraig Brodie. Brodie does well, and the ball breaks out to Diarmaid Nash. A skill that's gone out of the game. Ground hurling from Diarmaid Nash. Puts the ball 50 metres down towards the Killaloe goals, out over the sideline. A line ball going to be taken by Evan Connolly, but indeed it's Micheál Ryan. The jaws are red with Micheál, but I tell you he's going to take a line ball. He's 40 metres, coming Eshkel from his own goals. A line ball for Micheál Ryan. As I said, he was hitting them the other direction in the warm-up. Here comes Micheál Ryan. He's a good striker for a sideline, and that's a tremendous strike. Looking for Stretch or Declan Power. The ball overhit from Declan Power goes out to Diarmaid Mac. Diarmaid McNamara is blocked down as he goes back towards his own goals, and Declan Power robs Diarmaid McNamara. And here comes Power. Michael Goff has gone careering through the middle, but Cathal Nash arrested danger. He's I think a harsh pull on Paddy Hearn there, but I tell you, Diarmaid Nack, a lucky fair as he overplayed that ball, but got away with a free for Scariff. And I think Scariff are going to bring back Mark Rogers back into his own half to take this one. No, they're leaving it to the goalkeeper Liam Doyle, who comes out 40 minutes, and he's been brought. It's been now left to Mark Rogers because a bit of John, I think, just from I'd say it was Declan Power. I think equally a guest over the free. It's gone a bit further as Mark Rogers. And I'm not sure. I think Councillor Tony O'Brien, normally good at orchestrating things in Killaloe, now trying to orchestrate the Scariff and Mark Rogers. They're ahead by the minimum, 18 points to 17. We're gone 5 minutes into the first period of extra time. Here comes Mark. He launches this one, doesn't strike it well, but it's going to drop in around it. Ryan, the sweeper, the man with the brush, clears that ball out and out to David Goff. Goff switches his ball across towards Conor Maloney and Mark Stretch, Keith Stretch, and the ball goes down to Keith. Daniel Tracy, but Stretch does well. He's been held up. He's going to get away with overcarry, but the ball comes to number 22 with Paddy Hearn or Kevin Walsh, and Kevin Walsh gives it to Goff. Goff is trying. Goff goes to ground, and I tell you, the bodies are there for Scariff, and Diarmaid McNamara for Scariff. He tries a funny hand pass and a foul hand pass by Diarmaid McNamara, and Smith O'Brien's repel the Scariff challenge, and a chance for Tomas McRedden to level the scoring here. I thought Diarmaid had overcarried, then he gave away the foul hand pass and a free 50 metres out from the Scariff goal. Tommy Redden striking into whatever breeze is in it, but I tell you, the Killaloe forwards, they must be very confident Tommy in his striking, because the only one that's making his way in towards the goals is Paddy Hearn. Here comes Tommy. He has been striking them well all day, and he strikes it well on this occasion. We're level pegging again. It's 18 points all here in a marvellously entertaining intermediate semi-final. Liam Doyle with the puck out for Scariff. We're gone 6-7 minutes in the first period of extra time. The ball comes out to Diarmaid McNamara. Diarmaid slowly gets down towards Conor Hayes. Hayes puts up the hand, and a catch from Conor Hayes. That's a shot from Conor Hayes. That's a tremendous score for the man who serves the customers in LD and Killaloe.
Leo, it's a carbon copy of $80 a point against Corofin last week. Into the clouds, landed down, swivel around and over the bar. So per point, what an absolute inspiration that is for Scariff. 19-18. 19-18 for Scariff. They're in the lead by Cooley in 1. The ball goes out to Diarmaid Nash. He comes out to McRory. McRory is robbed by Keith Stretch, or by Cathal Stretch. The Stretch brothers combine, and they give it to that man, Eddie Burke. Eddie Burke. Oh, what a pass from Eddie Burke. And I tell you, Paddy Hearn, I think he played a bit of badminton in his time, and Tommy Redden unfortunately finds the left hand side of the post. I tell you, what a pass from Paddy Hearn. Beautiful pass, as accurate as you get. To see it even in that crowd of people was fantastic. And nothing has gone down in this game. The pace is still high, the intensity is great. Tyrants will set in, I think, fairly shortly with a lot of players. You will probably see it not let going down with a bit of cramp, but at the moment you just have to credit both sets of players and how fit they are. Great, you have to hand credit to the mentors of these teams doing the fitness, Leo, because I know we have a bit of a break at the moment. To be able to stay going like this, but at least with the Briens after last weekend, to repeat that today again is unbelievable. Scariff after the long break as well, so they're take about the fitness men over both sides, or put the men or women I should say over both sides, because they've got them right. And still an enthralling game, 19-18 in favour of Scariff. We are 8.5 minutes in. There'll be a half a minute for this injury, I'm sure, a little more, so on we go.
And Eddie Buck receiving attention for cramp over there, but Killaloe and all would rather see Eddie Buck back in the field. Daniel Tracy cuts his ball in towards the square. Conor Hayes puts up his hand, but the ball breaks down. Is it Mark Stritch? Indeed, it's Mark Stritch. Mark, who's been an unorthodox fullback, clears this ball, but it's gone out towards Conor Maloney. Maloney is robbed by Keith Stritch, and here comes Keith, and Keith is taking on the Scariff defence. Indeed, he's fouled by Cathal Midden. That's tremendous play from Keith Stritch, Pat McNamara.
Yeah, but I've said it before, Keith Stritch will work. Talk about workhorse. Keith Stritch will work his backside off, and he'll take the knocks for the team, and that's a brilliantly won free there. He's limping after, but there was only one thing in his head: he's going to take any whaling he can get to try and get Killaloe score. Brilliant work by Keith.
And I think Rory McGann got a couple of words of advice from Cathal Midden, and with that he incurs a 20 metre free penalty, and Tommy Redden now 45 metres out from the Scariff goal. Can he level the scoring again here? It's 19 points to Scariff, 18 points. Indeed, make that 19 points apiece in O'Garney Park. We have 1 minute left here in the first period of extra time. Liam Doyle with the puck out for Scariff. What can Scariff do? Here comes Liam Doyle, goes long with this one, drives it out towards Patrick Ryan. Patrick has been quiet. The ball comes out to Conor Mack, and a push, I think was that by Evan Connolly, I'm not sure. It was off the softest variety. It was a push on the back, and a chance for Mark Rogers, and this should be the last action of a pulsating first period of extra time here in O'Garney Park. We're level pegging. It's 19 points all. We had a tremendous game in Cusick Park today, where the Mills got through to their first county final since 1993, and we congratulate Donald Cooney and all the boys down there in O'Connell's Mills reaching the final against 6 Mile Bridge. Here comes Mark Rogers. Can he put Scariff into the lead in this semi-final of the Intermediate Championship? Indeed, it's gone to the right at the post as we look, and gone wide, and the score remains 19 points all. It's half time here in extra time. Brendan Foley, a quick word, Brendan. Brendan, you must be quite happy. Killaloe have a good chance now of getting to the intermediate final. That chance for Rogers gone astray. A big talking point.
Yeah, Leo. You'd expect him to put it over, but you're going down the stretch of after having 60 minutes, 70 minutes of hurling. Minds are tired, as you said yourself, bodies are tired, but the fitness levels of our lads is exceptional. I see what they've done there during the week. They really went ahead, they're up for this. We've lost too many semi-finals, and I was just talking to Owen there off air, and as you rightly said, this has been our best performance in the semi-final for years. And look, Killaloe were really hungry to get to a county final. I remember above in Tulla when Owen was talking, he says it was nearly imperative that Killaloe get to a county final because we've lost so many semi-finals. And you know what, these lads are really putting their shoulder to the wheel. And I laugh at your comment there with Tony O'Brien, being the counsellor that he is, but you've got to remember, Tony, Scariff is in Tony's constituency as well. He's doing his little bit for them as well, so he is.
And we did, Brendan, I haven't seen you on the canvas and trail, but I tell you one thing, you're putting in a bit
different colours, Leo.
As we well know, maybe green and white, but that's about it. But Pat McNamara, half time and extra time. Scariff were in the intermediate semi-final last year, where they let a 10-point lead go against St. Joseph's. They're still in this game here at the second half, going into the second half of extra time. As Brendan said, Scariff have been in the intermediate final, been knocking on the door. Killaloe is their fourth semi-final in 6 years. Who's going to have the greater appetite going into the final 10 minutes?
Well, first of all, I'd have to say that, surprisingly enough, I think the more nervous team at the moment is Scariff. They're not just sure on the ball, they're not delivering the proper passes, and they're playing some silly ball into the forwards as well. And Killaloe, he eating up all the high ball, apart from Conor Hayes, a fantastic one. That was an exception and a brilliant point it was. But again, I look at Tommy Redden, what a great bit of stuff he's up for Killaloe. And Stretch winning ball there. Eddie Burke we've talked about as well, and their defence. Look at a little bit of Briens has said it now is Killaloe's. So I think we'll go to penalties.
I tell you, I wouldn't rule it out. Broadford won the Intermediate Championship last year, getting over 6 mile bridge and penalties. But I tell you, the greater enthusiasm and the greater encouragement and shouting is coming from Cumbernauld Square, Marcown and Briens on the far side of the field. The scoreline, as we go into the second half of extra time, it's as we were at the start of the game. It's 19 points all, but Killaloo back out. They look intent on meeting business. The body language of Scariff doesn't look as good as the Marcown and Killaloo are out on the field. Signal their intent. They're making down a statement here to the Scariff boys that we are ready for this challenge and we're going to meet it head on. Scariff breakaway. I'm not so sure is everything as cohesive in the Scariff panel at the moment as it is with Killaloo. I see those lads getting stretched for cramp. Liam Doyle making his way down there to the goals at the Kilmorey end. It's 19 points all. Pat McNamara, we're in for an enthralling final 10 minutes.
Leo, this can definitely go anyway. How many times have we said that? 19. All along we've been saying Scariff are favourites and might produce it. I think favouritism is absolutely got out the window at this stage. There's 10 minutes, maybe 11 if you take an injury into the account, and will be, I'd say, 1 or 2 stoppages for probably cramps and things like that. So we'll still have 10 minutes of actual hurling, I suppose. I just can't call it, but I would say I just think mentally Smith O'Briens have a little bit more belief in themselves now than they had. However, Smith O'Briens probably played better against the breeze. They have the bit of a breeze now, which is beginning to rise a little bit again, and it does affect the play in certain ways. Puck outs, shooting for points from far out and that. So look at, I'd say I thought Scariff or Smith O'Briens looked a bit more kind of driven there as they came back, but you can tell nothing from warm-ups or team talks before people go out, Leo. It's how it happens when the whistle is blown inside those white lines that count. And I still think Scariff have individuals that could score vital scores there. I mean, Conor Hayes' point was fantastic. Mark Rogers is playing too far out. I think for Scariff's point of view, Conor Mack has gone a bit quieter. So Leo, I can call it. I will not be surprised if we have the penalties, really. And I mean, that's not sitting on the fence. It's been level for the 3 main stoppages at this stage. So who's to say it won't be level for the final one?
And Rory again, an unorthodox throw-in, gets it out to Mark Rogers. Mark Rogers out to Dermot. John Scanlon on now for Scariff, and an early chance for Scanlon. John Scanlon, who got a goal a number of years ago against Conor McNamara, and again it's power, and Nolan very much did it, and it's gone over for a 60. But Conor McNamara looks aghast at referee Rory again. I think Mark was all over him. Conor looking for the free. He's questioning the umpires as well. But indeed, Conor going to be having a couple of fuckle to be queuing us Rory again. But I tell you one thing, Scanlon had an early chance, but again it was Power and Nolan who repelled the Scariff challenge, and a chance for Mark Rogers, as he did in the first period of extra time, to put Scariff into the lead. I tell you one thing, nerves are frayed. Tension is at an absolute high here as Mark Rogers going taking this 65. It's 15-20 metres in from the sideline on the Tommy Morey stand as the sun goes out of view here, nearly on his way out of view of O'Garney Park. Mark Rogers, can he put this one over the bar for Scariff? Mark, wait a shot, it's Coharan, it's gone to the left and gone wide, and the score remains 19 all, and Mark missed one in before extra time at the first half, and now he missed one at the start, and Adrian Power with the puck out from Marcown Briens, out towards stretch, blocked down by Conor Maloney, out to Barrett, and the ball defeats Barrett, who goes in to Joe Mullins on the far side. I tell you one thing, it's a break.
Micheál Ryan again, it's a
bit of luck, and Micheál Ryan, who has been cutting sidelines well, he's been cutting them well all day, and who's going to get the lucky break? It's a break that's going to decide this, or who's going to have that touch of class that's going to break the decision. Ryan cuts it down. And there's I'm not sure what happened there. Rory McGann has called a halt.
I think in Rory's view, that whatever did happen, it mightn't have been much, but he certainly had a view, because he was walking backwards. And there's a Scariff, for the radio listeners, the Scariff man is down. It may be absolutely nothing, but Rory is certainly taking action.
No, there doesn't seem to be too much panic. Rory is looking in at the umpires. The umpires haven't put up their hand. Indeed, he's jogging in now. Brendan Foley, our impartial analyst from Killaloo, says there's nothing, but there'll be nothing wrong with the base Scariff man down anyway. But what hair and but
for air.
Air. Sucking for air, says Brendan, but it is Cathal Medden, and no, as Brendan is quite right, proved right, Cathal Medden, but here comes Micheál, and I think Micheál might have gained a 5 or 6 metres, and that this one could be the difference. Ryan, will this one drop in around the square, or will it go the whole way?
Nate Arden this time, Leo,
I tell you one thing, he's taking the practice swing. He's a Shane Lowry, and that ball is gone in under 21, and the ball comes out to Medden, and the Medden, it comes out to Mick Goff. Mick Goff trying to get the ball here. We're under 21. Who's going to get get this one. It's Michael Goff, but Scanlon goes to ground. It's Tommy Redden. There's bodies here for Smith O'Brien and Tommy. There was three bodies lurking on the 45-metre line, roaring for the ball. And indeed, Michael Goff and indeed Pat. This is where the injuries and the lack of condition in pre-season is going as Mick Goff goes down. And
this could take a lot longer than 10 minutes on the clock to play, Leo, in terms of time. It could, because there'll be a lot of stoppages for people going down, either through wallops that naturally will be given the start of the game, and particularly the old cramp, and the game is going on while while Goff is retrieving attention, but it's going to go on. Liam Doyle with the puck out as the breeze begins to blow here in the favour of Killaloe. His puck out goes out to Rogers. Rogers goes up, but it comes to Tomas McNamara. Tomas is being overhit, and he was trying to. Indeed, now who'll take the free, Leo? I would say Diarmuid Nash will be the man taking this free. I don't think other Mark is a young, experienced player, and in fairness to Mark Rogers, he handed that free over to Diarmuid Nash. We're level pegging here. It's 19 points all here in 3.5 minutes of the second period of extra time. It's a 55-metre free for Diarmuid Nash. Pucking into the breeze here as Adrian Power defending the goals at the school end, and Diarmuid. But these players not moving around with the fluency as they did in the early stages. But Diarmuid Nash, this is a chance to put Cumbernauld Scale and Scariff into the lead again. Here's Diarmuid. 25 metres in from the sideline here at the dugout side of the field, a 50-metre free into the breeze. Diarmuid nonchalantly strikes this one casually into the goalkeeper's hands, and Power comes out, and Power and a free out. Adrian Power, he's been hit by Conor Hayes. Good goalkeeping by Power again. He came out and tried to take the challenge. That's the significant size of the breeze, Pat, as that ball was. And that's the thing about the breeze, Leo. It doesn't affect games too much, as all about attitude. But when you have a free like that and the wind holds it up into the goalie's hand, that's the difference between taking the lead and not in such a fine tight game and margin so fine. That was vital. And the ball is off with Daniel Tracy out to Tomas McNamara. Here comes Tomas, drives this ball looking for Barrett, but it's well blocked down out to Stritch, and Stritch can open up here as he gets away from the challenge of Michael Barrett. Here comes Stritch. Charging, definitely was charging, yeah. Indeed. I think he hardly saw a man with the sun. He just turned into it. I genuinely think that he did run into the defender on purpose, but I'd say even with that sun, because it was right in his eyes, he probably didn't realise it was a Scariff man there. But a good call by him again there. Yeah, and indeed is a free on Scariff's own 65. I think Eddie Burke for Killaloe is in a small bit of trouble with a calf injury and Achilles. He's stretching heavily. Conor Mack gone down like a lad about to listen to a sermon at the Mass in Scariff on a Sunday morning at 11 o'clock. And indeed is Shane Curry about to be reintroduced for the Scariff attack. A man who I thought was surprisingly taken off in the Caitla. It's a free on their own 65. We're gone. 5.5 minutes gone here in the second period of extra time. Indeed, Conor McNamara, he's gone off the field of play. How significant will that be as Diarmuid Nash going taking this free, and Conor Mack replaced by Shane Curry. Diarmuid Nash which is free for Scariff on his own 65-metre line. We're level pegging, 19 points apiece. Who's going to face Tubber? And Paddy Hurling goes off again, and Mikey O'Shea. Mikey had a tremendous game when he came back on the extra time last week. Can he repeat the dose? Or is David O'Shea? Dotsy. The same colour helmets just to confuse us all the way there from Bridgetown. And here comes Diarmuid Nash on his own 65, going striking this one left-handed. This one is gone in around the Carnoiga. Can Mark Rogers put up his hand? The ball is blocked. It comes out to Conor Hayes. Conor Hayes, a shot, and the ball breaks down. A shot, a goal! Mark McRory has come and look us and Scariff. Adrian Power blocked the ball from going over the bar, and Mark Rogers, who has been quiet by his own standards, but he puts the ball in the back of the net. And he's injured, Leo, for his goal at 19 points, and Adrian Power down, receiving attention. Mark Rogers is injured, and Mark Rogers. I tell you what, it's on. Look, you need a bit of luck to get through. Power, I think in no man's land, he had to to make the breakthrough. It was going over the bar probably. He blocked it from Conor Hayes' shot, but Rogers was in like a flash to put Cumbernauld Scale into the lead, Scariff into the lead. It's 119 to 19 points. He's at a major turning point, Pat McNamara. Well, you think it has to be, Leo, 119 to 19. There's 7 minutes on the clock. I know there's a bit more, lots of more time to go. Conor Hayes took a great shot under pressure, and it looked like it was definitely going over the bar. Burke did that. I suppose we'll say now if Burke let it off over the bar, things would be different. But in fairness to Mark, look at who do you want to finish the chance off the ground when a split second only Rodgers. And was it after he kind of hit it, there was a melee of players falling around the place. He's up, Marker's up again, it's good to see, and I think he looks like he's walking okay as well, so he was shaking there, but look at what a vital goal to get. And look at, they say when you need the lads to do the thing for you, the class comes to the top, Leo, and Rodgers finished that. It might be from far out, but a great finish.
And unfortunately for Killaloe, Adrian Power has been taken off for Killaloe, picked up an injury, been replaced by the goalkeeper who has served Killaloe well for a number of years. It's and Mark's first job is to puck out this ball for Briens. We hope that Adrian Power is fitting well sooner rather than later. And here comes McInerney. He is a good Bedford sitter, McInerney, and he doesn't disappoint. Gets the ball out to Patrick Ryan in the middle of the field. Ryan puts up the ball, but the ball comes out. It comes to Mark O'Halloran. Holland gives a kind of a funny hand pass. It comes out to Eddie Burke. But Eddie Burke is robbed by Diarmuid McNamara. Diarmuid trying to roll lift it. Gets it away for Scariff. He gets it out to Daniel Tracy. Here comes Daniel Tracy, what a puck from Tracy, unorthodox. Patrick Ryan, a pop pass from Patrick Ryan, a foul hand pass by Patrick Ryan, and a chance for Killaloe. It's 1 goal and 19 for Scariff. It's 19, and who's on for Briens? Here they are. This ball is going to drop in around the square. Who's going to take in this one? It's man David Goff. David. We're in the dying moments here of the intermediate semi-final. Goff, 1 minute left of normal time. That's a dangerous ball from Goff. It drops down around the 21. Diarmuid Ness pulls it. The ball comes out. Here comes Killaloe. And a free in. And Scariff will do well to keep this one out. Can they line the goals? Tommy Redden.
Minute left.
There's a minute left of normal time. I think Tommy will probably tip this over the bar, because I reckon there's about 4 minutes left here in Cusick. I nearly said Cusick Park.
Brendan Foley has only one thing in his mind anyway for this one, and that's low.
A man in our competitive position who we're going to get word from after, Tomas McGillifole, the man who led Fecal to a minor A final the other night with a tremendous victory over Clooney Quinn. Can Tommy Redden level the scoring? There's no doubt about it. It's a green flag or nothing for Tommy Redden. Killaloe. Tommy has gone back about 20 yards. He's going to do an Anthony Nash run. Is he going to bring this ball inside the 21? It's 1 goal and 19.
Questioning something there, just making things a little bit more difficult. Leo, clever, wherever he got that cleverness from to, put a bit of pressure on the free taker.
And indeed, we're just going into added time. Here comes Tommy Redden. Is this the chance for Smith Briens to level the semi-final? It's 119 to 19 points. Here comes Tomas McRedden. County Briens Killaloe against the 5 Scariff lads. Here he comes. Tommy strikes it. A shot. It's saved by the goalie Liam Doyle. And the ball is going to be cleared out. Tomas McNamara. Who has it? And what's he going to do?
See it again. It's a penalty.
It's a penalty. We've seen it all. I thought it was a free out. A Scariff defender went down, had plenty of claims for a free out. Now it's Tommy Redden against Liam Doyle. It's a 21.
Penalty. He went for a penalty, didn't he?
He did. He gave the signal for a penalty on Puck Pinot, but Tommy Redden under a chance.
There's an injury to a Scariff defender there.
It looks like it's not Cahan Madden. I'm not sure who's down there. Is it Michael Scanlon has gone down? No, it's not. It's Pádraig Brodie. Pádraig Brodie is there as well. We're waiting to see. Rory is having a word with the officials. With anything untoward, will this decision be overturned? No, Pádraig Brodie is out there. Question Joe Mullins. Brendan Foley is gone off like a lunatic here, and he's been well wound up by Tommy Gillifield and Owen Brennan here on our right hand side. Tommy Redden, what's he going to do? It is a puck Pinot.
Oh, it is,
it is a puck Pinot. Is this going to bring the game to penalties again? We're in. It's Liam Doyle against Tommy Redden. This for a place in the intermediate final from Liam Doyle's point of view, or if Tommy Redden levels it, we go to more penalties. And here we are. Tommy Redden, he's normally a brilliant striker of the ball. Indeed, it is Diarmuid McNamara who's gone down. Liam Doyle who saved Tommy Redden's initial effort. I'm not sure how they didn't get that ball away. It's Liam Doyle versus Tommy Redden. Pat McNamara, it's less chance alone. It's one puck. to be in or out?
Well, I can see. No, I can see another minute or two, Leo, regardless, you know. But he's going for the goal for certain, obviously, from the penalty. But I can see another 2 minutes here because he's never going to be up level. I don't think, with all the injury time. So here it is, Redden versus Doyle.
It's Tommy Redden versus Liam Doyle as Ross Horton makes his way back on. Redden, a shot, and Liam Doyle saves it for Scariff. And Liam Doyle, will he be the hero in Scariff tonight? It's 1 goal and 19 to 20 points. Rory McGinn, play still goes on. Rory McGinn, as who's on for Scariff. The ball comes out to Daniel Tracy. Here comes Daniel, and Daniel drives the ball up for Scariff. Can Mark Rogers hold this play? Oh, here comes Rogers. McRory playing around with it. A shot from Rogers. It's not. It's gone to the left and gone wide. And the scoreman. We've got 3 minutes and 10 of time. The ball goes out for Mark McInerney. Who's going to win this one? It's Daniel Tracy. Out.
Oh, free.
And a free in for Killaloo. A free in for Smith O'Briens. And Shane Curry. A foul on Cahill Stritch.
Over to there, Tommy! Tommy, over to there!
Brendan Foley now telling Tommy Redden what to do. It's 1 goal and 19 to 20 points. Daniel Tracy getting his name taken by the referee. We're in the dying moments. We're at the behest of Unrator Rory McGinn. It's 1 goal and 19 to 20 points. William Doyle safe from that penalty from Tommy Redden. Gets Scariff into the intermediate final. It's tight, Pat. You can see the tension and the anxiety and the whole lot of it here in O'Garney Park.
It's impossible regarding the time situation now, Leo, because of injuries you have injuries in injury time, and I'd say, is he making a signal? No, you know. No one knows, you know, there's 2 points in it. I think Tommy is going to obviously go for this, put it over the bar. There's guaranteed to be another minute of play, minimum, I'd say. And if Tommy, there's a real pressure free. He has the breeze in his favour. It has picked up again, but the reason put him over is the striking puts it over. There will be one more, and it's the last puck out. If this goes over, Leo, the last minute of this game is going to be something. Will Killaloo find another way to get a free, or will Scariff go up the field to get the clincher?
And it is Tommy Redden with the 50-metre free. Can Tommy recover? Tommy strikes it, and Tommy brings it back to the minimum. It's 1 goal and 19 to 21 points. Pat McNamara, we're gone 4 minutes into added time. Liam Doyle with the last puck out.
Down to the ref for time now, Leo.
It's now at the behest of Rory McGinn, and Doyle files Ross Horn with a brilliant puck out. The ball goes out. Is it going to go out over the sideline? It's Michael Goff. Michael Goff.
Overcarrying his head.
Michael Goff overcarries the ball, and with that is that Killaloo's championship aspirations for 2020 gone. I thought he had plenty of claim.
I think there'll be more time, Leo.
But I think Rory doesn't seem to be in any particular hurry to blow the whistle. And
he's enjoying the game too much, Leo.
Mark Rogers back in his own wing back position. In a similar position against Tulla, he hit the ball out over the sideline.
The corner flag over the sideline would make sense here.
Keane Nolan has covered that, and Rogers puts the ball. It doesn't go out of play. It does go out of play.
It is wide.
And he's after giving the puck out. A chance for Mark, and Mark pucks this one out. The ball comes out to Scanlon, and Scanlon for Scariff.
All over.
And here goes the full-time whistle, and Scariff are into the intermediate final after a titanic battle against Mockcounty Briens. Credit to 2 marvellous teams, and I must say, before we go any further, I look at the fullback from Killaloo, Keane Nolan, a man who I think has to be brought in to the Clare senior hurling panel. He's the first man over to congratulate the Scariff members and their management, and that's the true sign of a tremendous sportsman.
What a guy, like that's as big a story as a result. For Keane Nolan to come into the Scariff bench and congratulate everyone after the display he's given us, and the disappointment he must feel about not being in a county final in a week or 2 weeks, whatever it is going to be. What a game he had. For the last 2 games now, Leo, he's been the best defender we've probably seen in Clare, or close enough to it, and the man he had to back today for part of the game, not for too long, because Marcus Rogers was brought out. But a brilliant game of hurling. An absolutely outstanding game, first of all. And have we interviews to do?
No, I must also credit the Killaloo manager, Christy Rosney. Christy Rosney spoke here last Sunday that whoever was in the county final, he'd wish him, if Scariff were there, he'd wish him the very best. And indeed, he's the second man over to congratulate the Scariff mentors. And now we're joined by a well-known East Clare man, a man who'll be well-known to derbies down through the years, a man who's after leading Fecal Killanena to a minor A county final. His daughter came on and played a significant impact today in leading Fecal to the immediate championship. Tommy, no pressure on you. Tommy, a classic game.
Yeah, brilliant game. You know, I mean, it had all in prospect before the game, but you know, sometimes matches don't live up to it, but today it did. There was one score in the difference, and you know that Mark Rogers goal was significant in the end. And but credit to both teams, both managements. I heard you talking about Rory McGann. It was nip and tuck. It was up and down. Look at, there was a penalty there on the end of it. Look at the goalie made a brilliant save, and those small things win matches. Scariff in the county final, and congratulations to them.
And Tommy, you well know, you led Fecal to an intermediate championship and the Paddy Brown Trophy. It is one of the harder trophies to win, and to win it you have to get there. Both Killaloe and Scariff have found it very hard to get to the final. A tight game today. One of them had to get to the final, and by the minimum is the men from Scariff who are in the final.
Yeah, and it's been heartbreaker for both clubs, over the last couple of years, where they've got the semi-finals and just can't get into that final. It's all about winning the semi-finals, by hook or by crook, and Scariff, got there today. At different stages, Killaloe looked the better team, but in fairness, I think Scariff, knuckled down, and they have key players and that. But I mean, credit to Killaloe as well. I mean, they kept going to the end, right to the end, and I suppose we all thought with that penalty, that it would have gone to penalties, and an unfortunate way to win or lose a game. But look at credit to the goalie, Dial. You see some relation or something, or that.
I know it's more bit about it.
Dude, no. I mean, brilliant save. And again, look at it's hard on Tommy Redden. He had been superb all through the championship, and again today, that he didn't put it away. But credit to the keeper.
Yeah, and indeed, Brendan Foley, Tommy Redden, single-handedly last Sunday, he kept Killaloe in the semi-final or quarter-final against Corofin. An unfortunate way. But Brendan, at the end of the day, Killaloe have made great strides. They may not be in the final. It's a new kind of. I know Christy Rosney is in his first year's management. He's done a tremendous job. And I know they'll be disheartened tonight, but look at 2021. Give it a week or two when things die down. They can look to 2021 with extreme optimism.
They will, Leo. Look, we're very proud of those lads, because what the enjoyment they've given us this year when we didn't expect any hurling at all, and to a man, like, they will be hurting. We're hurt. I'm hurting here because I know every single one of them, they emptied the tank. You couldn't have asked for any more. Like, there was fellas going down with cramps, there was fellas coming back in, they thrown the kitchen sink at this, and I think what epitomised everything about this match was the sportsmanship was played in from the very minute. And when Cian Nolan, you can see every single one of them, all these guys know each other. They've been hanging around with each other between Killaloe and Scariff for the last number of years, but the respect that's there between both clubs as well. And look, those guys, they emptied the tank. They went ahead hammer and tongue. To come back from extra time last week and to go into extra time this week was a big ask. But look, they thrown everything ahead. The penalty save by Liam was massive, But there was a sort of a never give up, they just didn't want to throw in the towel there today. Everything that was asked of them by Scariff, Smith or Briens came back and asked it at a plum, and it was. It's a hard one to swallow, Leo.
And Tommy, the breaks, you need a bit of luck to get over the line, and there's no doubt about it. In the extra time, Scariff had a bit of luck. The ball that Adrian Power, who had been impeccable in the goals for Killaloe, it was a 50-50 shot. As you know, in goals, you have to make sure. He wasn't sure whether it was going into the top corner or not. He put up his hurley one-handed, he fell down, but Rogers, who had been quite by his own standards today and missed a few frees, but again, the class of the man, a top class player in the future, was in like a bullet to flick the ball to the net and give Scariff the impetus as it came down the closing stretch.
Yeah, and again, Paul was massive today, in goals, and again, his puck outs were massive with the breeze and that, and made the save. And again, the mark of a good forward is, pardon the pun, he was in on the rebound and flicked it over the line. As you said, he was a mark man. He is a very young lad. Lot of expectations on his shoulders, but he stood up more when it was counted today. And
a quick word, Tommy, on the final. Scariff will be buoyed by this win. I'm not sure what the time the turnaround is for the final. I think it's only 1 week for Scariff. Tubber will have 10 days sitting in the long grass. They would have had a good look at their opponents today. On the balance of play, looking at the performances in the championship so far, and especially looking at the semi-finals. Is it advantage Tubber, Tommy, going into the county final?
Look, I mean, it's 50-50. You know, I suppose this year, you know, with the break in the matches, and I suppose usually the team that plays from week to week or 2 weeks to 2 weeks, you know, had a better view. Scariff, we spoke about, you know, 3 weeks of a break. You know, Killaloe had last week's match and the extra time. A week is a short time to prepare for the final, as you said. Tubber have been there and knocking on the door for the last couple of years as well, and there's a great credit due to them. Look at this. As you said before, it's a great championship. It's probably one of the hardest fought championships to get out of and to win. You know, I think it'll be 50-50 the next day. Tubber will be the fresher team. They had an easier semi-final win than Scariff's win. How much will it take out of it? Injuries. Look, it's hard to call at this stage. You know, recovery probably this week, both mentally and physically, will be crucial. But what a final to look forward to.
Yeah, indeed, got to be in the Mahagot, Tommy, and I know you have to go back and enjoy whatever pizzas are left for you in vehicle as you go home. And congratulations on that Camogie victory as you return to senior ranks. Pat McNamara, got to be the Tommy. Pat McNamara, we were expecting a classic, and that's exactly what we got.
I think we've no right to expect all these fabulous games we're getting lately. Last weekend and this weekend twice, but particularly this evening. You know, so many little things you can talk about to turn the game. But look, when all is said and done, Leo, when a game is that close and it goes to extra time, you can't pick out sort of trends or tactics. Look at little things, breaks happen. The power save that was finished by Rodgers, Liam Doyle safe from the penalty. I suppose they were the two vital parts of the game, really, and they were the two big things, and everything else was evened up to that. You couldn't separate them. I just say enormous credit to both sides and their backroom teams, especially the fitness people who have got these lads to be able to give us, you know, 90 minutes of hurling like that, or nearly enough to 90 minutes of hurling like that. It was unbelievable. I slightly disagree with Tommy. I think everybody will have Tubber warm enough favourites for this final, and that might suit Scariff very well. The week is a short time, I know, but I think the media in general, and I'd say pundits, will think that Tubber performance the last day against St. Joseph's was unreal, and the goals that are in them. So I think Scariff will have other ideas, but I would put Tubber slight favourites. But that, again, that's not any harm. That'll do Scariff no harm at all in the build-up.
Brendan Foley, I think the first thing one of the Scariff management to do is go over to Chris Rosny and look at what was his template for the last week, to come back from an enthralling extra time victory over Corofin last Saturday, and to bring out a team in the condition that he brought out Smith O'Brien's in today. Unfortunately for Smith O'Brien's, they lost, but I think Scariff will do well to maybe ask him what did they do for the week in terms of recovery, because he brought out a Killaloe team that played an absolute magnificent performance, and we have to give him all credit. And look at, maybe at the end of the day, he deserved to go down to the penalty shootout. He was one touchable than some Rodgers, as it turned out. But Brendan, you know, what's your take on the final, Tubber and Scariff?
Look, Tubber actually have creeped into this championship, because if you go back to the start of the previews that we were listening to, all the two teams that were mentioned was Tulla and Joseph's, and you know, there was a slight mention, yeah, Tubber was there, but they've crept in nicely into this championship. They put away Joseph's. Now, I have a theory on Joseph's, as you well know. I'm not going to talk about it here, but it's Tubber have scored 9 or 10 goals in the last 2 matches. For Scariff, you know, it's about recovery this week, but you know what, when you're going into a training this week for a county final, no matter how much energy you've drained, you will find more enough for Tuesday night to get back into the field. Because I can tell you what Killaloe done Tuesday night, they had a match between themselves again. That's what they've done. They stepped up, they manned up to what they said there's a challenge in front of them. They weren't going hiding behind, say, oh, we're cramped this, we're cramped that. They didn't do that. They went into training Tuesday night and they had a match amongst themselves, and a right good, tough, competitive match. And that's what stood out to them there today. You know, there's sometimes you can go in and you can be too soft on fellas, and they'll go in, a fella will go down. A final is there to be won. They're tough to win. To get to a final is even tougher to get there. And you know, you have to stand up and be counted, and that's what them lads done today. And you know, I wouldn't go wrapping them all in cotton wool. Harden them up a bit, because the challenge there was there from Tubber will be strong, but you know, Scariff in training will be tough this week, and that's what they need.
Yeah. And indeed, Pat McNamara, you know, we've had an enthralling intermediate championship. Mark McKenna, I saw him running up the hill, that song by Kate Bush, as he here again Tulla over in Shannon, and he's going to climb the leather, run up the hill and climb the leather here now. But at the end of the day, Pat, semi-finals, you get over by the skin of your teeth. It doesn't matter how you get over them, you're in the final. But I know you feel a lot of sympathy for the men from Smith O'Brien's on this occasion.
Well, sympathy mixed with admiration, Leo. They are a very, very good side, and they've proven it, and I think they've an awful lot to be proud of. Now, it's easy to say that. Mark McKay will give Mark half a second to get his breath after climbing that ladder. I say climbing the ladder was the easiest thing that Mark has done in the last 2 hours, but tremendous admiration for Smith O'Brien's. We'll be talking about Scariff a lot in the next few days, but tremendous admiration for Smith O'Brien's, a really, really good team, and they've done their town and parish very proud.
And now we're joined by a jubilant, if absolutely looking wrecked, Scariff manager, Mark McKenna. Mark, first of all, many congratulations. A tremendous victory, for Scariff. But I tell you one thing, it went down to the wire.
Yeah, absolutely, Leo. That's like we knew that the battle was going to be massive. And that's what it transpired. There was missed chances, there was great scores, there was great everything. It had everything, and I concur with what Pat said. I went to the Killaloe lads, and it didn't give me any great pleasure. I see how they work, and we're the same. So look at, just delighted.
But Mark, I will say one thing, and we spoke about it earlier on. The sportsmanship shown by all was exemplary on the field of play today, and none more than signified by Keane Nolan and Christine Rosney, the first team in over, to offer their hands of congratulations with Scariff's victory.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I know there was frees that were in it that could have been high or late or whatever, but there wasn't a dirty stroke, and the admiration we have for them and the respect we have for them, just brilliant. 2 East Clare teams. I said it with you on Tuesday night. One team, and you always hope that your own team are going to be in the final. We're in the final, but I said it to them, that's another semi-final loss for them, and they're getting hard to take, and we would have been in the same position if they turned us over, but the respect would have been there. Christy wished us well in the final, and we'd have done the same, but it's our turn now, and unfortunately for Killaloe, their year is over. So
Mark, this time 12 months ago, Scariff were in the depths of despair, losing out in an extra time challenge to St. Joseph's Dura Bearfield. There's no doubt going into extra time today, those thoughts must have come flooding back into the team, thoughts and mind, but in fairness, they cleared their heads and they gave a tremendous performance, and they got the break with the goal from Mark McRory.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I said to you during the week too, that was only used for the memory bank. That wasn't used for psyching them up, or that was only used to learn. And when we stood there with them with the extra time to go, they knew what was ahead of them. Like, they knew they had been there, and you could see it in them. They were tired, but they were up for it. Yeah.
But Mark, again, a marvellous victory for Scariff, but at the end of the day, it earns you a place in the final of the Intermediate Championship and a match with Tubber to see where Paddy Brown resides for 2020.
Exactly, yeah. With the short turnaround, all we said to them there, we just went through it briefly. They got their plaudits, and it stops. We've to plan out tonight ourselves, maybe in the morning, and we face. Is it next weekend? Yeah, so we just, it's short turnaround, and you have to be ready. The performance Tubber put in the semi-final, it was a different match tonight because it was so hard and so tough and so physical and so intense that that'll stand to us, but we'll have to be a different animal next weekend or whenever it's on. Yeah.
Indeed, Mark, as always, thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us here on Scariff Play Community Radio and Clare JTV. Once again, many congratulations on reaching the intermediate final, and the very best of luck to you again, Tubber, and go in now and enjoy your glass of 7-Up like the rest of them for tonight as you prepare for your final.
Nutrition. Thanks, Leo.
Well, man, Mark. And finally, as we're going to take our leave here from O'Garney Park in 6 Mile Bridge, Pat McNamara, final thoughts with you. Scariff and Tubber in the intermediate final. We've had a great intermediate championship, and we look forward to an equally entertaining county final.
Well, when the competition started a number of weeks back, it seems a long time ago now, Leo, it's not a long time. When it started, we had a few teams in mind. We thought St. Joseph's, we thought Tulla were among the favourites. We knew Scariff were going to be near enough. We didn't mention Smith Briens as much, but by heavens, they'll be a talked about team now, and I think they're going to be. I know we can't talk about next year now, but you can just mention the fact that 2021, who'll want to play them in the intermediate championship? That's my point. A fantastic performance by them. Scariff, I think, you can't say what they'll have to do in the final at this stage. I think they need tonight just to absorb it, and tomorrow to absorb it, and recovery tomorrow was absolutely vital. And I think Mark already said, the plaudits are over already. So just a fantastic game to be here to witness. We're so lucky as pundits to get in to see these games. Congrats to both teams. Well done to Smith Briens and doing their parish so proud, and best of luck to Scariff in the final. That's all we say.
And with that, we're going to take our leave from O'Garney Park here on Scariff Community Radio and Clare GTV on a scoreline of 1 goal and 19 to 21 points. It's Scariff who are going to meet Tubber in the Clare Intermediate Final of 2020. My thanks to co-commentator Pat McNamara, to Brendan Foley, Tommy Gillifoyle, Owen Brennan. Thanks to all the boys in Scariff Community Radio, Jim Collins, and I think Lou Fliman got out of work there for a half an hour. Thanks to Sean Chaplin and Michael Curry of Clare GATV. So from all here in O'Garney Park,